Chosen ones, you were the truth the whole time. They were so wrong about you. Spiritual wisdom. The truth is like a lion. You don't have to defend it. Let it loose, and it will defend itself. These powerful words remind us that truth always prevails, no matter how many lies are told. Chosen ones, you have faced moments of public humiliation, false accusations, and envy-driven attacks. But these challenges were never a reflection of who you are. They were tests to reveal your resilience, authenticity, and inner strength. The truth about you has always been there, shining brighter than the negativity that tried to tear you down. Share your journey in the comments. How did you rise above the false narratives? Let's inspire and uplift one another, because the truth will always win in the end. If this resonates, don't forget to like and share this video with someone who needs this message. Welcome to Spiritual Wisdom, where we guide you on your path of growth and transformation. The truth always rises, no matter how deep it's buried. And for the chosen ones, divine justice is a universal law that cannot be escaped. You were the truth the whole time, while others underestimated you, doubted you, or worked to distort your light. It was only a matter of time before their illusions crumbled. Spiritual awakening is a process that unveils not only your own power, but also exposes the intentions of those around you. God, the divine architect, has been silently at work, aligning circumstances to reveal truth and ensure justice for those who have suffered unfairly. The lies they spread, the harm they caused, and the negativity they tried to plant in your spirit were never unseen, because God sees everything, and He doesn't let darkness thrive forever. People who attempt to dim your light with falsehoods may have thought they succeeded, but divine justice always steps in when the timing is right. Like a mirror reflecting back their actions, those who conspired against you will eventually face the consequences, not because of your vengeance, but because of the spiritual law that ensures what you sow, you reap. In the modern world, we often see individuals thriving by stepping on others, spreading rumors, or sabotaging those who walk a different, more righteous path. But as chosen ones, you carry a light that disrupts darkness, a truth so powerful it makes others uncomfortable. Remember this: your trials were not punishments, but preparation, a chance to grow resilient and unwavering in your faith. Spiritual awakening doesn't just open your eyes to higher truths, it teaches you patience and trust in divine timing. Many of you have been wronged, overlooked, or betrayed, and yet you stood firm knowing that the truth would surface. That unwavering faith is your strength, and it's the reason why you are rising now. There's a deep wisdom in understanding that justice isn't always immediate, but inevitable. God works in ways we cannot see, removing the people and situations that don't align with your purpose, exposing those who need to be revealed, and clearing a path for you to walk into your destiny. What's important is that you do not let bitterness taint your journey. The weight of injustice can harden even the purest of hearts, but chosen ones are called to a higher standard. You're not here to retaliate, but to rise, and your greatest act of justice is living in alignment with your truth. When people see you thriving, unshaken by their schemes, it forces them to confront their own darkness. It may not happen immediately, but those who harmed you will be left to face the reality of their choices, often realizing too late that they were wrong about you. In this age of distractions and ego-driven battles, let your energy speak for itself. Stay grounded in your purpose, focus on your spiritual growth, and leave the rest to God. True justice doesn't require your intervention. It comes through the divine orchestration of the universe. By staying true to who you are and refusing to engage in the same negativity thrown at you, you break cycles of toxicity and rise as an example of divine wisdom and strength. The story of God's justice reminds us all that truth will endure while lies will eventually collapse under their own weight. Let this be the message to everyone who is listening. Life will test you, and people will misunderstand you, but your response will determine your legacy. Instead of fighting the battles God has dealt you, channel your energy into growing, healing, and becoming the best version of yourself. Justice is already yours. You don't need to prove anything to anyone. Hold your head high, walk your path boldly, and trust that God has seen it all. In the end, the very people who tried to tear you down will witness your rise, and they will have no choice but to admit that you were the truth all along. This is your spiritual awakening, a powerful reminder that you are chosen, you are protected, and your story is far from over. Comment below, "I am chosen," to attract good things to you. When you reflect on your journey, you'll see that every challenge, every setback, and every moment of doubt was not a punishment, it was preparation. As a chosen one, the path you walk is not easy, but it is purposeful. You were born to stand out, not to fit into environments that dim your light. Those who misunderstood you, rejected you, or even tried to break you were, in reality, catalysts for your transformation. While they saw you through their limited perspective, God and the universe knew the truth about who you are. Your strength was built in silence, your wisdom was forged through pain, and your spiritual growth became unstoppable the moment you decided to let go of the toxicity that surrounded you. It's like shedding a weight you didn't realize you were carrying. People who underestimated you, who tried to project their insecurities onto you, were merely distractions on your divine path. Removing them from your life wasn't just about boundaries. It was about reclaiming your peace and giving yourself the space to evolve into who you were always meant to be. Think about this. Have you noticed how distance from negativity allowed clarity to flow into your mind? How letting go of relationships that drained you opened up room for authentic connections and deeper spiritual awareness? That's the power of transformation. Let me share a story that may resonate with you. There was a young woman who always felt out of place in her circle of friends. They would belittle her ideas, mock her dreams, and subtly make her question her worth. Over time, their words chipped away at her confidence, and she began shrinking herself to fit their mold. One day, after another round of hurtful remarks, she decided to distance herself. At first, it was lonely. Stepping away from people she once called friends wasn't easy, but in that solitude, something remarkable happened. She started reading, meditating, and connecting with her spirituality. She poured her energy into her growth, and slowly, her light returned. Months later, those same people who doubted her were shocked to see how far she had come. She had launched a successful business. Her energy radiated confidence, and she spoke with a wisdom they could no longer ignore. Their words had been wrong about her the whole time. The truth was that her potential had always been there. It just needed space to breathe. Doesn't this sound familiar? In modern life, the ones who often face the most resistance are the ones destined for something greater. This is why it's crucial to remember that walking away from toxic environments isn't weakness. It's a form of spiritual strength. You cannot grow in spaces that do not honor you, and you cannot heal while surrounded by those who thrive on your wounds. By choosing yourself, you allow your spiritual energy to realign, attracting people and opportunities that resonate with your higher purpose. So ask yourself, are the relationships and environments in your life helping you grow, or are they holding you back? Be honest, because true transformation begins with self-awareness. The lesson here is simple but powerful. Your growth is your greatest revenge. You don't need to prove anyone wrong. You only need to prove to yourself that you are capable of becoming everything you were destined to be. Let the people who doubted you watch from the sidelines as you rise, because when you prioritize your spiritual growth, nothing and no one can stop you. In the end, the truth always reveals itself. And you, chosen one, were the truth the whole time. Hold your head high and trust the process, because you are evolving, rising, and walking in your purpose. And if you feel inspired by this message, type "I trust the process" as a way to affirm your strength, patience, and commitment to growth. Let's grow together. Chosen ones, you are walking proof of renewal and strength. And no matter what you've been through, you're standing here now because you refused to break under the weight of trials that were meant to crush you. They were wrong about you every time they doubted you, underestimated your worth, or believed you couldn't rise above the struggles. They couldn't see the divine power and spiritual wisdom God has placed inside you. Your strength was never just your own. It came from your alignment with something much greater. As Isaiah 40:31 reminds us, "But those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not faint." Your journey wasn't about proving anyone wrong. It was about proving to yourself that with God's purpose guiding you, no obstacle could hold you back. Every moment of silence you endured, every tear shed in the shadows, was shaping you into the version of yourself. You see today one who thrives, shines with unshakable confidence, and is fully aligned with divine calling. But let me ask you this: how did you find the courage to keep going when everything told you to stop? It's in those moments of stillness and surrender where the chosen ones find their strength through prayer, worship, and unwavering faith that God has a plan even when it doesn't make sense. Remember, every setback was a setup for your comeback. Every closed door a lesson in redirection, and every betrayal a chance to elevate beyond what you thought was possible. Now, as you thrive in this new chapter of your life, shining like a light in the darkness, know this: you didn't just survive, you transformed. So why did they misjudge you? Because your purpose is God-given, and not everyone is meant to see it. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it. And the chosen ones, no matter how fiercely tested, will always rise above what tries to dim their light. You were never meant to be like everyone else, and that's what sets you apart: your spiritual wisdom, your ability to heal and grow despite pain, and your refusal to let their opinions define your destiny. So now ask yourself, who are you becoming as you step fully into God's plan for you? What blessings are waiting for you as you embrace your renewal with open arms? The truth is, chosen ones, your story is far from over. It's just beginning, and the world will finally see what God has seen in you all along. Never let anyone convince you otherwise, because you were the truth. The whole time, your strength, your resilience, and your divine purpose were written long before anyone tried to doubt you. Keep walking, keep believing, and keep shining. If this message resonates with you, don't forget to like this video and share it with others. In a world that constantly judges, doubts, and misunderstands the chosen ones, there comes a moment when truth rises above deception, and actions silence the noise of slander. For years, you may have been misrepresented, misunderstood, and maligned by those who could not comprehend the depth of your spirit or the purpose of your journey. Yet, the spiritual awakening within you was never something to be explained or defended. It was always meant to be shown. Your transformation, born out of trials and refined by fire, becomes the loudest declaration of who you truly are. While others spread lies to discredit your character, your life, and your growth now stand as living proof of the truth. The slander that once echoed through the voices of naysayers begins to crumble under the undeniable weight of your authenticity. People who once judged you based on distorted narratives are now confronted with something they cannot ignore: your resilience, strength, and spiritual evolution. Modern life constantly pushes men to measure success through status, possessions, or external validation. But the chosen ones are set apart because their victories are internal first. They begin in the quiet strength of spirit and gradually radiate outward. You have overcome moments of darkness and ridicule, choosing growth instead of bitterness. And those very choices are why your transformation becomes a testament to the divine purpose within you. Actions, as they say, speak louder than words, and yours become a beacon of truth. The shift happens when observers who once doubted you are forced to look again. They see a man who has not been broken by the weight of lies, but has instead risen to new levels of strength and wisdom. In this journey, the awakening of your spiritual self becomes impossible to hide. Like a phoenix rising from ashes, your growth invalidates every falsehood, not through retaliation, but through undeniable evidence of your progress. Life today is filled with people forming opinions without understanding the full story, and negativity often amplified through social media or societal judgment. But as a chosen one, you must remember that your greatest defense is living in your truth. Let your actions reveal who you are without seeking permission or approval. There's power in silence, in choosing not to react to every attack, and instead channeling that energy into becoming a better version of yourself. You prove them wrong not by fighting their words, but by being someone they can no longer dismiss. Your transformation not only liberates you from their lies, but also inspires those who watch from afar. How often do we see men give up under pressure or allow the opinions of others to define their path? You, however, are different. You are walking proof that spiritual awakening creates warriors out of the weary and light out of darkness. In every challenge, you chose purpose over pain, and in every setback, you discovered strength that no one can take away. So, let this be a message to those who are still doubting their worth or feel weighed down by the judgment of others. Your actions are building a legacy. When you embody authenticity and choose growth, people will see the truth in time because the truth always finds its way to the surface. Keep showing up as the man you were always destined to be, because in the end, it's not their words that define you. It's your spiritual journey, your awakening, and your unwavering commitment to rise above it all. The transformation you carry within is your vindication, your freedom, and ultimately, the proof that you were the truth the whole time. I would love to hear your thoughts on this. What is your perspective on the importance of this value? Share your insights, and let's continue this conversation. The root of envy often begins where spiritual growth and purpose take precedence over superficial pursuits, and this is especially true for the chosen ones. You were always the truth. Your energy, light, and focus on a higher purpose were evident from the start, even when others didn't see it. When you stepped into your spiritual journey, those around you felt something they couldn't quite put into words, an unease with your potential, and a deep awareness of the light you carried. Their negativity didn't come from you. It came from the gap between their own distractions and your unwavering connection to spirituality and faith. It's not that you ever sought to prove yourself or outshine anyone, but in a world driven by external validation, your quiet dedication to purpose stood out like a beacon. Think about modern life. Maybe at work, you showed up every day striving for progress, while others focused on shortcuts, gossip, or impressing the boss for short-term gain. Or perhaps among friends, you prioritized growth and healing, where others chased fleeting pleasures or relationships that did more harm than good. Your consistency made others uncomfortable because it reminded them of the places they avoided, the dreams they ignored, and the spiritual depths they never explored. There's a story about a young entrepreneur named Maya who started a small wellness business rooted in mindfulness and spiritual growth. She wasn't flashy about her success. She simply believed in her purpose, waking up every day to help people find peace in their lives. As her business grew, whispers began. Some said she was just lucky. Others insisted she was faking her passion for profit. Maya's friends distanced themselves, claiming she had changed. But in truth, Maya had grown. She stayed centered and chose to respond with love, knowing their discomfort wasn't personal. It was their reflection of how far they'd strayed from their own paths. Like Maya, chosen ones often become mirrors, unintentionally revealing truths to others that they'd rather avoid. When you stay true to your calling, your energy challenges those around you to confront their own limitations, which can manifest as envy or judgment. Have you ever noticed how someone's negativity toward you had nothing to do with you but everything to do with their inner battles? But here's the lesson. Don't dim your light because others are blinded by it. Your spiritual growth is a divine gift, and it's not your responsibility to carry the weight of someone else's discomfort. The world needs more people like you, people who are willing to walk the hard path, prioritize faith, and live with intention. Remember, those who were so wrong about you simply couldn't see beyond their own limitations, but that doesn't change the truth of who you are. Instead of shrinking, stand tall and continue radiating light. Ask yourself, are you holding back your potential to make others feel more comfortable? The journey of a chosen one isn't always easy, but the rewards are profound. By focusing on your purpose, embracing your spiritual path, and moving with faith, you not only honor yourself, but inspire others to rise as well. Let their envy be a signal of your growth, and their disbelief a reminder that you're walking a path many aren't brave enough to tread. Keep going, because your light, your truth will always shine brighter than their doubt. Share your story, or simply type, "I am growing," if you're committed to using every moment to improve yourself. Let's keep this conversation going. I can't wait to hear your insights. Chosen ones, let me tell you this. You were the truth the entire time, and those who doubted you, misunderstood you, or tried to bring you down now realize how gravely mistaken they were. Your energy, your light, and your unwavering spirit were never meant for everyone to understand, and that's okay. Not everyone has the capacity to see beyond the illusions and noise of this world. The truth is, when you're chosen, your very existence exposes people's insecurities, fears, and masks, and some simply can't handle it. They judged you through their limited understanding because they couldn't fathom the depth of your spiritual wisdom. But remember, when someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time. As Maya Angelou once said, they were wrong about you, and that's not your burden to carry. It's theirs to confront. Your journey is not about convincing others of your worth, but about staying true to yourself and your divine purpose. Forgiveness is often misunderstood, especially for chosen ones. You are not obligated to let toxic individuals back into your life, no matter how much they insist or how remorseful they claim to be. Forgiveness doesn't mean opening the door for them to hurt you again. It means releasing the weight of anger, resentment, and pain from your heart so you can move forward freely. When you forgive, you do it for your peace, not for their comfort. Think of it like this. You're choosing to lay down the heavy baggage that doesn't belong to you anymore. You're choosing to protect your energy, your joy, and the boundaries you've worked so hard to build. So ask yourself this. What parts of your life are you still holding on to that no longer serve your growth? Are there people or experiences that you need to release in order to reclaim your full power? Your peace is sacred, chosen one, and it's worth protecting at all costs. Not everyone deserves access to your energy, especially those who proved they couldn't honor or respect it. When you grow spiritually, you become a mirror that reflects back to others who they truly are. And while this can inspire some, it threatens others. Those who wronged you might come back now because they see what they've lost, or because life has shown them the truth about you. But here's where your discernment matters most. Spiritual wisdom teaches us that we can love and forgive people without granting them re-entry into our lives. Boundaries are an act of self-respect, not selfishness. As Oprah Winfrey once said, "True forgiveness is when you can say thank you for that experience." You don't have to erase what happened. Instead, you can honor the lessons it taught you and let it fuel your evolution. Chosen ones, moving forward means stepping fully into your power and refusing to let the past define you. Those who misjudged you never had the authority to determine your worth in the first place. Your value has always been rooted in your connection to the divine, your resilience, and your purpose. What's important now is to ask yourself, what do you want to create with this newfound strength? How can you channel the energy you once spent on proving yourself into manifesting the life you deserve? This is your time to rise, to shine brighter than ever before, and to walk in your truth without apology. Let those who doubted you sit with their own revelations while you keep moving forward unshaken, unstoppable, and unbothered. You were the truth all along, and now it's time for the world to see it too. Keep your faith, protect your peace, and trust that you are exactly where you are meant to be on this sacred journey of spiritual wisdom. Remember, your light is not for everyone, but it will always shine for those who are meant to see it. If this message resonates with you, don't forget to like this video and share it with others who might need these great values. Let's continue this conversation and go deeper into what these values really mean. In life, the chosen ones are often misunderstood, underestimated, and even ridiculed because their journey doesn't look like everyone else's. People judge the surface moments of struggle, isolation, or loss, assuming that these are signs of failure. But here's the truth. God has positioned you, elevated you, not to blend in, but to stand out as an example of grace and divine favor. When others doubted your ability to rise, God knew that every trial was preparing you for a spiritual awakening that would redefine who you are and show them that they were so wrong about you. The chosen ones walk a path that requires immense faith and perseverance, because their lives are not driven by worldly validation, but by divine timing. You weren't overlooked. You were being refined. You weren't left behind. You were being prepared. Every setback, every misunderstanding, every moment of being counted out was necessary to position you in the exact place you are meant to be. This spiritual journey isn't about proving people wrong, but allowing the truth of who you are to reveal itself naturally. Much like a diamond buried under intense pressure or a seed planted deep in darkness, growth takes time and patience, but when it emerges, its brilliance can no longer be ignored. This is where divine elevation comes in. The moment God pulls you forward into a position where your light, wisdom, and resilience can no longer be hidden. Understand that your life is a living testimony to others of what happens when faith meets divine favor, when you stay connected to your spiritual truth, no matter how hard life tries to shake you. In today's world where people crave quick results and instant recognition, your journey teaches patience, trust, and unwavering belief in something greater. Let this resonate deeply. God uses the chosen ones as examples to inspire those still lost in their struggles. You didn't go through those valleys for no reason. You are now proof that perseverance works, that grace sustains, and that divine favor elevates those who refuse to quit. The world may not understand you at first, but your life will speak volumes over time. So, to every man listening, especially those who feel unseen or underestimated, know that your season of divine elevation is coming, and it's going to shake the very people who counted you out. God didn't bring you this far to leave you. He's aligning everything for the moment when you will walk in your purpose and inspire others to rise too. Keep walking this spiritual path, because the spiritual awakening unfolding within you is the greatest victory of all. And when God decides to elevate you, no man, no opinion, and no circumstance can stand in the way. Stay the course, embrace the journey, and trust that you were never forgotten. God has been preparing you to be the truth they couldn't see all along. I would love to hear your thoughts on this. What is your perspective on the importance of this value? Share your insights, and let's continue this conversation. For so long, you may have been overlooked, misunderstood, or even mistreated, yet you stood in your truth without compromising who you are. Those who judged you wrongly, whether out of ignorance, jealousy, or insecurity, are starting to realize the weight of their error, because your integrity and spiritual growth have become undeniable. You didn't need to prove yourself or seek validation, because your progress has spoken louder than any words ever could. When people mistreat those who are spiritually gifted, it's often a reflection of their internal struggles, rather than any fault of the chosen one. In the quiet strength of your journey, you've shown the resilience that can only come from divine favor. Perhaps you were excluded from circles, doubted by those closest to you, or underestimated in your abilities. But this mistreatment served a higher purpose. It pushed you closer to your spiritual awakening and your true calling. Let me share a story of Emma, a young entrepreneur who started with nothing but a vision and an unshakable belief in herself. At the beginning of her journey, friends turned into critics, and family members whispered doubts behind her back. "She's dreaming too big," they said. "She'll fail and come crawling back." But Emma, just like many chosen ones, didn't let their opinions derail her. Instead, she worked silently, staying true to her purpose and vision. Years later, as her business thrived and her impact grew, those same doubters began to see her success not as luck, but as the result of her unwavering faith, effort, and spiritual alignment. The same people who once mocked her came back, now full of admiration, saying, "We always knew you had it in you." This is the power of walking your path despite the noise. Your truth becomes undeniable, and your spiritual growth speaks for itself. When you walk in alignment with your higher self, the truth of your nature shines through everything you do, whether others acknowledge it immediately or not. This is why being mistreated or doubted isn't the end of your story. It's merely part of your spiritual refinement. Every hardship you face strengthens your spirit and sharpens your focus. The universe uses these challenges to show you who you are and to prepare you for the greatness ahead. Have you ever noticed that when people realize they were wrong about you, it's not just about what you accomplished? It's about how you carried yourself through the storms. You didn't let anger, bitterness, or revenge taint your spirit. Instead, you allowed your actions, growth, and transformation to do the talking. This is where true spiritual wisdom is born, when you understand that your value is not determined by external opinions, but by the divine purpose within you. So, what does this teach us? It teaches us that rejection often leads to redirection, and mistreatment is sometimes the push we need to grow into who we're meant to become. If you are on this path, remember this: never let someone's inability to see your worth make you question it. Your progress, your spiritual growth, and your energy will eventually speak for you, louder than any words ever could. Ask yourself this: are you allowing the actions of others to define your spirit, or are you choosing to rise above, letting your growth and integrity shine through? Because in the end, the lesson is simple but powerful. The truth of who you are will always outshine the lies others may tell. Hold your head high, choose one, and keep walking your path. Your journey is the testimony that will inspire others long after the mistreatment is forgotten. Share your story, or simply type, "I am growing," if you're committed to using every moment to improve yourself. Let's keep this conversation going. I can't wait to hear your insights. When you realize you are one of the chosen ones, it's like a weight begins to lift off your soul. A weight that you may have carried for far too long: judgments, misunderstandings, and false narratives others placed upon you. For so long, people may have tried to define you, label you, or even diminish your light because they could not comprehend the truth of who you are. They were so wrong about you, yet their disbelief and negativity were never yours to carry in the first place. You see, the journey of the chosen ones is not an easy one, because your energy, your truth, and your purpose are divine, and when you step into that realization, you understand that you are not here to seek validation from those who refuse to see the truth. As spiritual wisdom teaches us, let go and let God, because only He sees the entirety of your story and the purity of your intentions. Why should you carry the burden of proving yourself to those who were blind to your truth when God has already ordained your path? Walking in faith means trusting that everything you endured was part of a greater purpose, even the false judgments, betrayal, and misunderstandings. As Romans reminds us, and we know that all things work together for good to those who love God, to those who are called according to His purpose. Those who tried to break you or misjudge you didn't realize that they were unknowingly pushing you closer to your spiritual awakening and divine calling. Have you ever stopped to consider that the trials you faced were not a reflection of your weakness, but a testament to your strength? Every time someone doubted you, betrayed you, or tried to silence your truth, they were unknowingly refining your character and strengthening your faith. When you let go of needing others to understand you, you free yourself to fully embrace the divine purpose that God has set before you. You no longer carry the resentment or anger that keeps so many trapped in cycles of negativity, because you know that judgment belongs to God, not you. By releasing those burdens, you allow God's light to shine through you even brighter, and that's when others begin to realize what they failed to see all along. You was the truth the whole time. So why hold on to the opinions of those who never saw your worth when God has already chosen you? The chosen ones understand that their purpose is far too important to be distracted by noise and negativity. They rise above it because they are guided by spiritual wisdom, knowing that their peace comes from trusting God's plan. How often do we hold on to burdens that were never ours to carry? Think about it. What would happen if you truly let go, handed it all to God, and allowed Him to lead you? It is in surrender that your strength is revealed. The next time someone questions your truth or your worth, remember this: their opinions hold no power over a soul chosen and guided by God. Walk in your faith, trust in His timing, and know that those who were so wrong about you will one day see that God has been with you every step of the way. Your story is not over. In fact, it's only just beginning. If this message resonates with you, don't forget to like this video and share it with others who might need these great values. Let's continue this conversation and go deeper into what these values really mean. In a world where challenges often define the path we walk, chosen ones rise above the chaos, thriving with a light that cannot be dimmed. This is the season of your spiritual awakening, where you are no longer shackled by the negativity or judgment of those who fail to see your truth. The same people who underestimated you, who doubted your worth and tried to cloud your vision, are now watching in disbelief as you embrace the blessings and opportunities unfolding in your life. You're not defined by their opinions, you're defined by your purpose, by the spiritual power that flows within you. As chosen ones, you reflect God's work in every aspect of your journey, embodying resilience, grace, and strength. There's a glow about you that cannot be faked or forced because it is a reflection of divine favor. Your hardships were not in vain. They were the preparation for this season of abundance. Every tear, every betrayal, and every moment of feeling overlooked was paving the way for you to step into this truth. You have moved beyond the limitations others tried to impose because you have chosen to operate on a higher frequency, a spiritual level where negativity cannot survive. And this is where your power lies, in your ability to rise, to heal, and to embrace the purpose that God has set before you. Too often, we let the words and actions of others dim our light, It's easy to internalize their doubts, their criticisms, and their inability to understand the vision God planted within us. But the truth is, their disbelief was never about you. It was about them. People who haven't experienced their own spiritual awakening will always struggle to recognize someone who has. Your success, your growth, and your ability to shine remind them of what they're missing. But instead of shrinking to make others comfortable, you've chosen to embrace your purpose. This season is proof that God never abandons those who walk in faith. He takes what was meant for harm and uses it to lift you higher. You may have once felt lost, misunderstood, or even defeated, but those moments were part of your transformation. Like gold refined in fire, your challenges strengthened you, revealing the true essence of who you are, a chosen one. In modern life, this truth becomes even clearer. Many people live trapped in cycles of comparison, bitterness, and doubt because they have yet to tap into their own spiritual power. But you have broken free. By trusting God's timing, by believing in the unseen, and by staying rooted in faith, you have unlocked doors that others thought were closed to you forever. This is not just about success, it's about purpose. It's about living in a way that inspires others to awaken to their own truth. You are a living testament that light will always triumph over darkness, and those who doubted you were never meant to understand your journey. Their inability to see your worth does not make you less valuable. It only highlights the strength of your spirit and the depth of your calling. So as you continue to thrive, remember this: your light is not just for you, it is for others who are still searching for theirs. By embracing your blessings, you give others permission to believe in their own potential. Your life becomes an example of what happens when we let go of fear, trust in divine guidance, and rise above the noise. This is your spiritual awakening, and it is only the beginning. Keep shining, keep thriving, and never forget you were the truth the whole time, and they were so wrong about you. The world needs your light now more than ever, so walk boldly in it, knowing that God's favor and purpose will continue to guide you. Throughout this video, we've explored the profound truth that as chosen ones, your authenticity and resilience have always been your greatest strengths, even when others doubted or misunderstood you. Let this reminder inspire you to stand firmly in your truth and embrace the spiritual wisdom that guides you toward personal growth and happiness. How has staying true to yourself impacted your journey? Share your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear your story. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this message to help others uncover their light. Your support through prayers, sharing, or donations allows us to continue spreading hope and faith to those who need it most. Stay blessed and keep shining, chosen ones. Spiritual awakening. Indicators of spiritual growth and the shift to a crystalline body. Chosen ones, see wisdom, spiritual wisdom. Just when the caterpillar thought the world was over, it became a butterfly. This profound saying reminds us that transformation, while often challenging, leads to a more radiant and awakened self. Are you noticing changes within your mind, body, and spirit? Feeling more connected to the earth, or sensing shifts within your very being? These are signs of your ascension and evolution into a crystalline state, a journey that reveals your higher self and connects you to the universe's boundless energy. Today on Spiritual Wisdom, we'll explore the signs of spiritual growth and physical shifts that signify this transformation. Have you experienced any of these changes? Share your thoughts and journey in the comments, and let's inspire each other on this path toward a more illuminated life. Let's dive in and embrace the incredible potential within us all. The journey of spiritual transformation leads us toward what some call a crystalline body. an elevated state where both physical and spiritual energies align, allowing for deeper connection with higher frequencies. This shift begins with an inner transformation that gradually purifies our energy, letting us receive, hold, and transmit spiritual vibrations with greater clarity. It's not about physically becoming crystalline, but rather refining our spiritual essence, similar to a crystal's purity and transparency. First, this shift enhances sensitivity to energies around us. Many people notice an increased capacity for empathy, a sharper intuition, and a greater understanding of themselves and others. These changes bring clarity and awareness, helping us recognize patterns, beliefs, and attachments that may no longer serve us. Just as a crystal amplifies energy without distortion, our energy field becomes clearer and more attuned, guiding us toward deeper insights and emotional balance. Second, embracing this journey invites shifts in lifestyle and habits. Many find themselves gravitating toward healthier choices, spending more time in nature, or adopting meditation practices that deepen their connection to higher frequencies. This transformation encourages a holistic approach to life, where physical wellness aligns with spiritual growth, creating harmony between body and soul. Third, this journey is not about reaching a fixed endpoint. Instead, it's a continuous evolution. Like a crystal forming under pressure over time, our spiritual self refines through each experience, each moment of growth. This mindset helps us approach change with openness, viewing challenges as opportunities for spiritual insight and deeper self-awareness. Every phase of this journey is a step toward living a life that resonates with love, peace, and truth, aligning with our highest self. And integrating spirituality with everyday life becomes a key part of this transformation. The crystalline journey doesn't separate spiritual practices from daily responsibilities. Instead, it invites us to approach them with awareness and intention, seeing each task as a way to express our spiritual values. This alignment creates a balanced reality where physical and spiritual dimensions coexist, helping us experience the beauty and meaning in everyday moments. In essence, this shift to a crystalline state is about embracing change, refining our inner energy, and fostering a deeper, clearer connection to our true selves. This journey empowers us to live consciously, with purpose and fulfillment, as we step into a reality where both material success and spiritual abundance become part of a unified, harmonious life experience. Are you ready to embrace your crystalline transformation? If this journey resonates with you, let's take the first step together. Comment below, "I am ready to elevate," to show your commitment to this path of spiritual clarity and alignment. Let's connect, grow, and shine together on this incredible journey. The journey of ascension is a transformation that affects not only the spirit, but also the physical body, manifesting in real and sometimes unexpected ways. You might feel shifts in energy, experience heightened sensitivity, or even notice sudden changes in your mood. These aren't random occurrences. They are signs of spiritual growth as your body aligns with higher energies. This shift is often called the transformation to a crystalline body, where our cells resonate with a higher frequency, mirroring the precise, ordered structure of crystals. This physical alignment with spiritual growth can be felt through sensations such as warmth, tingling, or increased sensitivity, particularly during meditation or moments of positive focus. Our physical bodies, especially in molecular structure, are already crystalline in nature, with water composing much of our being and naturally able to hold and transfer energy. This alignment allows us to access higher frequencies, which can trigger emotional releases, allowing past wounds to rise, heal, and ultimately transform. Emotions, vivid dreams, and shifts in sleep patterns are common during this period, as the energy body adjusts to its new state. As intuition sharpens, you may also notice synchronicities, frequent patterns, or meaningful coincidences as the universe communicates guidance along this spiritual path. This heightened state aligns with the wisdom of Pierre Teilhard de Chardin, who observed, "We are not human beings having a spiritual experience. We are spiritual beings having a human experience." With this crystalline shift, we access a more profound sense of clarity, moving towards greater compassion and connection. This process invites us to release old habits, beliefs, and patterns that no longer serve us, creating space for love, understanding, and higher purpose. To integrate these changes smoothly, grounding is essential. Simple practices like walking barefoot on the earth or spending time in nature help stabilize these new frequencies, anchoring us to the physical world while we ascend. Physical symptoms, like muscle tension or fatigue, are temporary markers of this transformative journey. Grounding keeps us balanced, reminding us that ascension is about enhancing reality, not escaping it. As Rumi expressed, "The wound is the place where the light enters you," suggesting that even discomfort is a sign of spiritual evolution, helping us release old energies and open to higher understanding. For those experiencing this transformation, trust that each shift, each symptom, and each synchronicity is a sign of progress. Allow yourself to embrace these changes, be patient with the process, and know that every sensation is part of awakening your true self. Rumi also reminds us, "What you seek is seeking you," reflecting that the journey toward a crystalline body is a return to your essence, connecting with divine energy and purpose. With each step, you draw closer to your limitless potential, finding a new sense of peace, clarity, and connection to the beauty of existence. If you resonate with this journey of spiritual and physical transformation, please give this video a thumbs up and share it with others on the same path. Your support helps us continue creating content that guides and uplifts, empowering you to embrace your highest potential every day. Experiencing intense emotional shifts and changes in behaviors and interests are significant indicators of spiritual growth. These emotional upheavals serve as a form of cleansing, where repressed emotions and unresolved traumas surface, allowing us to release the lower energies that weigh us down. Through this process, each layer of past conditioning sheds away, bringing us closer to our true selves. As our spirit aligns with higher frequencies, the people, hobbies, and routines that once felt essential may no longer resonate. This shift isn't simply about changing interests, it's about recalibrating our inner energy, allowing compassion, empathy, and patience to replace old patterns of fear, jealousy, or resentment. Society often encourages us to suppress emotions, viewing discomfort as something to overcome quickly. But spirituality teaches that confronting these feelings is part of genuine growth. By allowing these emotions to move through us, we can heal deeply, letting go of what no longer serves us and making space for what does. This is a period of self-discovery, where we start to uncover our true values and interests. Rather than clinging to old expectations, embracing these changes with patience and self-compassion is essential, as they guide us toward a more authentic self. During this transformation, it's natural to drift from certain people or activities that no longer align with our evolving spirit. This shift creates room for new connections and pursuits that better reflect our current values. We may find ourselves drawn to friendships and interests that encourage emotional and spiritual fulfillment, deepening our sense of purpose and belonging. Though this journey can feel isolating at times, many others experience similar shifts, forming a collective movement toward a more awakened state. Embracing these changes with openness allows us to welcome new opportunities and relationships that support our highest potential, helping us align with the authentic, peaceful, and joyful life we seek. If you're experiencing these shifts and feel the pull toward a deeper, more authentic self, you're not alone. Subscribe and hit the notification bell to join our community, where we explore spiritual growth, emotional healing, and alignment with your highest self. Together, let's embrace the path toward true inner peace and fulfillment. Experiencing a deep connection to your higher self often brings powerful waves of emotion and fatigue, marking a pivotal step in personal ascension. This transformation is more than physical. It's an integration that aligns you with your true essence, guiding you toward a higher state of consciousness and inner peace. Emotions may surface unexpectedly, and moments of tiredness may call you to rest more than usual. These aren't setbacks, but signals that your spirit is evolving, shedding old patterns, and preparing for a lighter, expansive existence. By tuning into these shifts, you align with your soul's language and deepen your understanding of who you are at a core level. As this spiritual awakening unfolds, you might feel changes within your physical body, often referred to as a crystalline body shift. This phase is symbolic of releasing dense energies and embracing a more refined vibration that enhances your connection to the spiritual world. Your body, acting as a sacred home for your spirit, may feel sensitive and require extra care and nurturing during this time. Allow yourself to honor these needs. Rest when fatigued, embrace practices that uplift your soul, and acknowledge the physical adjustments as part of your journey to a more profound awareness. This process can also sharpen your intuition, enabling you to perceive beyond surface-level truths and guiding you to paths that resonate with your authentic self. Each person's journey of spiritual awakening is unique, with no two experiences exactly alike. Every emotion, every lesson serves to lead you closer to your highest potential. During times of doubt or exhaustion, remember these are temporary stages designed to prepare you for transformation. By embracing and trusting in this process, you align with a universal flow that supports your growth. Each emotion offers a message, perhaps highlighting an area needing healing or release, and by acknowledging it, you step into a more harmonious and authentic existence. This journey doesn't seek perfection. It calls for genuine self-discovery, guiding you to live in alignment with your soul's purpose. On a practical level, the shift toward a crystalline, higher vibration body increases your sensitivity to energy, making you more aware of life's interconnectedness. This is an invitation from your higher self to let go of beliefs and habits that hinder your growth, encouraging you to recognize your inner power and limitless potential. You are being called to step fully into your light, embracing the path of spiritual awakening as a chosen one. As you follow this journey, remember that it's a reconnection with your true essence. You hold the power to create a life filled with joy, purpose, and love. And this process helps you rediscover that truth. Trust your intuition, nurture your spirit, and know that each step is leading you closer to where you're truly meant to be. Physical reactions. During spiritual encounters, night sweats, intense dreams, and energy surges often occur during spiritual awakening. These aren't random. They're signs that your body is clearing low-frequency energies, allowing you to align with higher dimensions. When you experience these symptoms, your body is purging old energies that no longer serve you, preparing you to receive higher vibrations. Night sweats can be a sign of your body releasing deeply held, lower energies. As your frequency rises, old energies stored within you surface and are released. This is like a spiritual detox, where your body is cleansing itself, enabling your energy to become lighter and more aligned with higher realms. Intense dreams often accompany spiritual growth. These vivid dreams act as messages from your higher self, bringing wisdom and guidance. They reveal symbols, colors, and experiences that are not just random, but hold deeper meanings meant to guide your journey. Reflecting on these dreams can bring insights that help you connect with your inner wisdom. Energy surges, moments of heightened sensation or vibration, are signs that your body is adjusting to a new energetic state. Just as a radio tunes to a new frequency, your body is tuning into a higher vibration. This can feel overwhelming, but indicates that you're becoming more attuned to spiritual dimensions. As you evolve spiritually, some traditions describe a shift toward a crystalline body structure, a gradual transition from carbon-based cells to a higher, more light-filled state. This shift represents your alignment with crystalline energies, which are purer, clearer, and resonate with universal love and wisdom. At a cellular level, your body is adapting to hold more light, enhancing your connection to higher consciousness. Physical discomfort during this shift isn't uncommon. It's part of shedding the old and welcoming the new. Rumi's wisdom, "The wound is the place where the light enters you," beautifully encapsulates this process. When you feel discomfort or even emotional upheaval, know that this is light entering, healing, and transforming you from within. Rather than seeing these symptoms as inconveniences, view them as blessings marking your growth. Each night, sweat, dream, or surge of energy is a sign that you're aligning with a new spiritual self. Your body and spirit are merging in a sacred process, leading you toward a life of higher awareness, peace, and joy. This transformation is an invitation to explore your spiritual potential deeply, courageously embracing every part of your journey. Are you ready to trust this process and see every physical reaction as a message guiding you closer to your highest self? The path of spiritual awakening and transformation awaits. Comment, "I resonate," if you felt these physical reactions on your path, or "not quite" if you see it differently. Let's dive into this powerful journey together. Symptoms like dizziness and memory lapses signal dimensional shifts that often accompany spiritual growth. These experiences indicate our energy adjusting to higher frequencies, shedding old patterns and beliefs to make way for a new, expanded consciousness. Dizziness can remind us to ground ourselves amid daily responsibilities, helping us stay connected to both body and mind. Memory lapses, instead of causing frustration, clear out unnecessary information, creating space for intuitive insights and deeper wisdom. Shifting to a crystalline state is not just a metaphysical concept. It reflects our growth as beings of light and energy. Like a crystal that amplifies light, this state enhances our resilience, clarity, and spiritual connection. Our evolution radiates positivity, influencing those around us and strengthening our connection to universal energy. Navigating these ascension challenges requires intentional practices like meditation, grounding, and mindful breathing. These habits allow us to ease through transitions gracefully, acknowledging that growth is rarely linear. In a society focused on productivity, giving ourselves permission to slow down and listen becomes vital. Embracing moments of disorientation as realignment opportunities allows us to release anything blocking our spiritual progress. Each symptom, rather than being a setback, represents a powerful transformation toward balance, awareness, and fulfillment. The spiritual shifts we experience are a reminder of our potential for profound growth, guiding us toward a life in tune with our highest self and deepest purpose. As you embark on your spiritual awakening, you may encounter experiences that feel unfamiliar or unsettling. Out-of-body experiences and feelings of alienation often arise during this transformative journey, signaling a shift toward higher dimensional consciousness. When you sense yourself floating outside your body or feeling detached from your environment, this is usually a sign that your energy is aligning with a higher vibration. Such sensations can lead to questioning your reality, but they are crucial markers of your spiritual growth. These feelings indicate that your spirit is expanding, pushing the limits of the physical self to access a broader and more interconnected awareness. You might find yourself feeling disoriented, as if navigating a world that seems both familiar and strange. In truth, your reality is changing. As you raise your frequency, your perception evolves, allowing you to tap into energies and dimensions that were previously inaccessible. It's natural to feel isolated during this phase, especially if those around you are not on a similar spiritual journey. However, this sense of alienation is part of shedding old layers. Your awareness transcends the material world, guiding you toward the emergence of a crystalline bod, a more refined version of yourself that is capable of perceiving truths beyond physical senses. You may notice sounds, colors, and even bodily sensations feeling more intense or peculiar. This adaptation signifies that your spirit is recalibrating to a new level of understanding. The process of spiritual awakening invites you to trust that every experience, even those that seem unusual or isolating, is bringing you closer to your authentic self. As your perception broadens, so does your ability to connect with the energy of all beings, facilitating a shift from separation to unity. It is like peeling back the layers of an onion, revealing a core that has always been there, waiting to be discovered. Embrace these experiences, including the challenging ones, as they represent the growth of your spiritual body and the crystallization of your energy field. This journey leads you from mere existence to a true embodiment of your spiritual essence. Throughout these experiences, remember that you are never truly alone. Countless souls share similar journeys, feeling the same pull toward a higher state of consciousness and unity with the divine. While out-of-body experiences and feelings of alienation are often misunderstood, they signify your movement beyond the limitations of everyday life. You are becoming more attuned to the cosmic rhythm, aligning with a deeper truth that transcends words. While this journey may feel isolating at times, it is a powerful testament to your strength and your ability to evolve. By embracing these shifts, you are cultivating a crystalline body, a physical manifestation of your higher self that is purified and ready to channel higher frequencies of love, wisdom, and insight. If this resonates with you and you're embracing your spiritual awakening, take a moment to share your journey in the comments below by writing, "I am awakening." Let's support each other as we navigate these transformative experiences, celebrating our growth and the emergence of our higher selves. Together, we can explore the profound truths that connect us all on this incredible path of unity and enlightenment. As we wrap up our exploration of the signs of spiritual growth and the transformative journey toward a crystalline body, remember that each of us is on a unique path of awakening. Embracing these shifts not only enriches your personal growth, but also enhances your connection to the universe and those around you. I encourage you to integrate these principles into your daily life, nurturing your sensitivity to energies and making choices that resonate with your evolving spirit. How have you experienced these changes in your own journey? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Share your experiences in the comments below. If you found this video inspiring, please like, subscribe, and join our community at Spiritual Wisdom, where we support one another in our pursuit of enlightenment. Together, let's continue to elevate and shine brightly on our spiritual paths. Chosen ones, a secret gov. The agency has been watching you. Now their cover is blown. The only thing necessary for the triumph of evil is for good men to do nothing. This powerful quote by Edmund Burke resonates deeply with today's message. Chosen ones, the truth is undeniable. Forces in the shadows have been watching you, not because of what you've done, but because of the incredible destiny within you. Your awakening threatens the systems built to suppress, and your light is a force they can't control. Are you ready to step into your purpose and disrupt the stagnant order they fear so much? Share your thoughts in the comments. How will you let your divine light shine today? Let's ignite this conversation and stand together in our awakening journey. 1. Awareness of monitoring. The world is more interconnected than ever, and amidst this web of connections, the chosen ones stand out not because of what they've done, but because of who they are destined to become. These individuals are being monitored not for their past, but for their potential to disrupt deeply ingrained systems. Their spiritual awakening sends ripples through a matrix built on control, and that awakening is perceived as a threat by those who benefit from keeping the status quo intact. Imagine this. The very energy that fuels your spiritual growth, your ability to see beyond the superficial, and your power to inspire transformation is what unsettles the hidden forces watching you. These forces fear not your mistakes or your history, but your capacity to ignite change, to question, and to liberate others from their mental and emotional confines. In modern life, this surveillance may not manifest as shadowy figures lurking in the dark. It's subtler and often more pervasive. It could be the algorithms tracking your every move online, the media shaping your beliefs, or even societal norms that try to dictate your worth. The chosen ones, with their spiritual awareness, begin to see through these veils, recognizing the patterns and manipulations designed to stifle authenticity and self-discovery. It's not paranoia, it's a heightened sense of perception that comes with spiritual awakening. Once you're attuned to this energy, you realize how these systems work not only to observe, but also to control. The key is to remain grounded in your purpose and not allow this knowledge to deter you from your path. Here's where your power lies. The potential to dismantle these constructs doesn't require grandiose acts, but a steady commitment to being true to your higher self. As chosen ones, your energy disrupts because it cannot be contained within traditional boundaries. The agency observing you knows that they understand that a single awakened individual can inspire others to break free from fear, complacency, and manipulation. They recognize that your spiritual awakening is not a personal phenomenon, but a collective shift, one that challenges outdated paradigms. And this, precisely, is why they watch you so closely. In the midst of this awareness, it's crucial to adopt practices that keep you aligned and resilient. Meditation, journaling, and surrounding yourself with a community of like-minded individuals can serve as your shield against the noise. The advice here is simple yet profound. Do not let fear of being observed dampen your light. Instead, let it fuel your determination to grow stronger, wiser, and more attuned to your spiritual path. Remember, the systems watching you thrive on disconnection and fear, but your awakening thrives on connection and love. The very act of embracing your spiritual journey is a form of rebellion, a statement that says you are not here to conform, but to transform. In today's world of distraction, your spiritual awakening is a beacon not only to you, but to everyone you meet. It is a reminder that your inner power cannot be limited, monitored, or silenced. As you step into your role as the chosen one, know that the act of being authentically yourself is the most profound disruption you can bring. So rise above your fears, hold fast to your purpose, and remember, the world may be watching, but it is because you are destined to lead. If this resonates with you, comment below. I choose to rise above my fears, and let's continue our journey together. 2. the fear of awakening. Throughout history, the world has witnessed the fear and resistance faced by revolutionary individuals who dared to stand up for truth, justice, and freedom. Figures like Joan of Arc and Martin Luther King Jr. challenged the status quo, their courage igniting movements that threatened the grip of oppressive powers. Similarly, chosen ones in today's world embody a profound spiritual growth and awakening, standing as beacons of light in a system often designed to suppress individuality and higher consciousness. Have you ever felt that your voice, your actions, or even your very presence unsettles those around you? This unsettling feeling arises because chosen ones carry an energy that breaks chains of conformity, fear, and manipulation, and this energy naturally threatens those who thrive in control and deception. Take a moment to think about the people in power who rely on a predictable, unquestioning populace to maintain their positions. To them, the emergence of individuals with heightened spirituality, sharp intuition, and unwavering courage is a direct challenge. The chosen ones, with their ability to see through illusions and bring hidden truths to light, become the catalyst for change that those in power dread. In modern life, think about the whistleblowers or activists who expose corruption or challenge societal norms, like a young entrepreneur refusing to bend to exploitative business practices, or an artist boldly expressing unfiltered truths in their work. Their bravery forces others to confront uncomfortable realities, which is both inspiring and terrifying, depending on which side you stand. For chosen ones, the journey isn't easy. You might notice people dismissing your ideas, ostracizing you for your beliefs, or even labeling you as rebellious or naive. But this resistance is a testament to the power you carry. When a secret government agency watches you, metaphorically or literally, it's not about paranoia, it's about the recognition of your influence and the ripple effect of your actions. This idea might sound dramatic, but consider this. Why are truth-tellers always monitored, silenced, or discredited? It's because those awakening to their spiritual growth cannot be controlled, and their energy inspires others to question, awaken, and grow. Take an example from modern life. Think of the rise of grassroots movements initiated by individuals. Whether it is a woman in a small town rallying her community to fight environmental destruction, or a young innovator bringing education to poor children with groundbreaking ideas, these chosen ones unwittingly challenge larger systems designed to maintain the status quo. They may not have the resources of large organizations, but their spiritual awakening and sense of purpose make them unstoppable. Do you feel like there is something inside you that the world is not ready for? I would love to hear your thoughts on this. What is your perspective on the importance of this value? Share your insights and let's continue this conversation. It is your light calling you to step into your role. 3. Divine light beyond surveillance. Have you ever felt like there's a light inside you? One that refuses to be dimmed no matter how much the world tries to control or suppress it? This light, this divine spark, is the hallmark of the chosen ones. Those individuals who carry a unique and unshakable energy that even the most advanced systems of surveillance cannot fully comprehend. Imagine this: a secret government agency, cloaked in shadows and operating under the radar, has been observing you, meticulously analyzing your every move. But no matter how closely they watch, they cannot grasp the full depth of who you are. Your unpredictability, your refusal to conform, and your relentless questioning of the status quo make you an enigma they cannot solve. It's as if your soul exists beyond the realm of their control, guided by something far greater spiritual wisdom that transcends human limitations. Consider the words of Albert Einstein, who once said, "Great spirits have always encountered violent opposition from mediocre minds." This rings especially true for the chosen ones. You challenge the systems that thrive on conformity, and in doing so, you ignite fear and intrigue, in those who cling to control. Why is it, do you think, that people who carry such light are so often misunderstood or targeted? Could it be because your very existence threatens to dismantle the illusion of power and authority they have so carefully constructed? The chosen ones are not just individuals. They are catalysts for change, embodiments of a higher truth that shakes the foundations of outdated structures. And here's the fascinating part. This divine light isn't something you acquired. It's something you've always had. From the moment you were born, it has been with you, radiating strength, resilience, and purpose. It's the reason you've always felt different, like you're walking a path no one else fully understands. And now, as their cover is blown, the Watchers realize something startling. They cannot predict your next move because you are guided by intuition, a force far more powerful than any algorithm or strategy they can devise. What does it mean to be unshackled by fear? To live with a purpose so profound that even the darkest forces cannot deter you? How does it feel to know that your journey is not just about surviving, but about thriving and inspiring others to awaken to their own spiritual wisdom? It's a beautiful paradox, isn't it? The more they watch, the less they see. The harder they try to suppress your light, the brighter it becomes. You are living proof of the universal truth that no amount of external control can dim the divine essence within. So the question for you now is this: what will you do with this light? How will you use this moment, this unveiling of their surveillance and your resilience, to step fully into your power? Remember, no one can make you feel inferior without your consent, as Eleanor Roosevelt wisely said. This is your time to rise, to trust in your inner light, and to let your spiritual wisdom guide you toward a destiny they could never anticipate. And if you feel inspired by this message, type "I trust the process" as a way to affirm your strength, patience, and commitment to growth. Let's grow together. Four, threat to fragile systems. In a world meticulously designed for compliance and uniformity, the chosen ones stand out as living contradictions. These spiritually awakened individuals embody a force that resists manipulation and defies expectations. Their alignment with divine purpose acts as a beacon of disruption, shaking the foundations of systems that thrive on conformity. Governments, corporations, and unseen agencies are deeply invested in maintaining the illusion of order, but chosen ones expose the cracks in their structures simply by existing. These fragile systems depend on predictability, yet the chosen one's very nature, anchored in authenticity and spiritual strength, renders them uncontainable. Unlike others who yield to societal programming, they cannot be boxed in or controlled because their awakening has gifted them with clarity, resilience, and an unshakable sense of purpose. This resistance to control is not just about rebellion. It's a profound spiritual calling. When you awaken to your higher self, you start to recognize the mechanisms designed to suppress individuality and divine alignment. You begin to see how the world rewards compliance and punishes those who dare to disrupt the status quo. This spiritual awakening sets chosen ones apart as anomalies in a world that fears the unknown. The moment you step into your truth, your energy begins to challenge the narratives around you, and this energy is powerful enough to dismantle lies and illusions. It is no wonder that those who benefit from these systems see you as a threat. They know you hold the keys to exposing their schemes. But what does this mean for you, the chosen one navigating modern life? It's a reminder that your struggles are not in vain. The resistance you face, the challenges you endure, are not random. They are a direct response to your light and purpose. When you feel the weight of opposition, understand that it is because you are living proof of an alternative way of being, one that terrifies those clinging to control. You are the crack in the dam of a broken system, a living testament to the fact that spiritual awakening is not just personal, it has the potential to ripple outward and awaken others. So, what should you do? Stay grounded in your spiritual purpose. Modern life is filled with distractions designed to keep you from recognizing your power. But the chosen ones have a responsibility to rise above fear and stand firm in their truth. Trust your instincts, maintain your inner peace, and remember that every act of authenticity chips away at the fragile systems trying to suppress you. Seek out communities of like-minded individuals who can support your journey and remind you that you're not alone in this spiritual mission. The chosen one's role is not just to exist, but to inspire change, to be the undeniable proof that divine alignment cannot be silenced or controlled. Your life is a testament to the resilience of spirit over artificial systems. Embrace your role as a disruptor, and let your spiritual awakening guide you through every challenge with the unwavering confidence that you are fulfilling a higher purpose. The systems that try to contain you may crumble, but your light will only grow stronger. If this message resonates with you, don't forget to like this video and share it with others who might need these great values. Let's continue this conversation and go deeper into what these values really mean. 5. Role as catalysts of change. In every era, there are individuals who seem to rise above the ordinary, unmasking hidden truths and challenging systems designed to suppress and control. These are the chosen ones, and their role as catalysts of change is both powerful and necessary. Much like the whistleblowers who exposed corruption in history, or the mythical heroes who disrupted oppressive regimes, you too carry a spark that ignites truth and dismantles lies. The world we live in today is filled with layers of deceit, systems built to manipulate the masses, and structures that thrive on the ignorance of the many. Yet, the moment you step into your role, those systems begin to falter. It's not just about standing against oppression. It's about inspiring others to see clearly, to question what they've been told, and to seek the higher truth that aligns with spiritual growth and inner peace. Consider a modern story. A young tech analyst uncovers a secret program designed to invade the privacy of millions. At first, he is overwhelmed by fear. What can one person do against an entire system? But as he starts to see the bigger picture, he realizes he is not alone. Others, inspired by his courage, begin to rally. Whistleblowers come forward, activists raise their voices, and the truth spreads like wildfire. This mirrors the journey of chosen ones like you, who might feel isolated at first, but are never truly alone. The energy you carry awakens those around you, sparking a collective shift towards spiritual awakening and empowerment. This modern story isn't just an anecdote. It's a reflection of the incredible influence one person can wield when aligned with a divine purpose. Have you ever felt like your presence alone disrupts the status quo, as if your energy shakes the very foundation of the room you enter? That's no coincidence. Your spiritual journey has led you to a place where your authenticity exposes the falsehoods in others, and your light illuminates the shadows they would rather keep hidden. The spiritual growth you experience as you step into this role is profound. It's not about wielding power for personal gain, but about uplifting humanity and encouraging others to discover their inner truth. Ask yourself, what systems in your life need to be challenged? What truths are you uniquely positioned to reveal? And how can you use your journey to inspire transformation in those around you? Being a chosen one doesn't mean the path is easy. In fact, it often comes with immense resistance. But remember, even the most oppressive structures are vulnerable to the light of truth. As you challenge these systems, you may feel alone or face backlash, but it's through these trials that you grow stronger spiritually. This is your time to embody courage and to use your unique gifts to create change. The lesson here is clear. Your role is to awaken not just yourself, but others. You are here to catalyze transformation, to stand firm in your truth, and to show that no system built on lies can withstand the power of divine light. Use your journey to inspire, to teach, and to uplift, for it is through your efforts that a new, freer world is born. If this message speaks to you, take it a step further and share it with someone who might need this reminder. Together, we can build connections rooted in honesty and respect. 6. Divine justice and reversal. Imagine this. A secret government agency, cloaked in mystery, has been watching you. Why? Because you're not like everyone else. You're one of the chosen ones, carrying a divine spark so powerful that it threatens the very systems built to suppress spiritual wisdom. But here's the twist. Their cover is blown. What they once thought they could control has unraveled before their eyes, and the tables are turning in a way that only divine justice could orchestrate. As Martin Luther King Jr. once said, "The arc of the moral universe is long, but it bends toward justice." This is not just a hopeful sentiment, it's a spiritual law that has echoed through the ages. Now let's delve deeper into this divine justice and reversal. Think of Joseph, sold into slavery by his brothers, only to rise to power in Egypt and save the very people who betrayed him. Or Moses, born into oppression, chosen to liberate his people against unimaginable odds. These stories aren't just ancient tales. They are blueprints for what happens when divine intervention turns oppression into empowerment. Have you ever wondered why challenges in your life seem so uniquely tailored to test you? What if every setback was a setup for something greater, a way to refine your purpose and align you with your destiny? The chosen ones are often underestimated, ridiculed, and even targeted. Yet, as history and spiritual wisdom show us, the very schemes designed to harm them become the tools for their elevation. When you think about the adversities you've faced, can you see how they've shaped you? What if the trials were never meant to break you, but to reveal your resilience and amplify your inner power? This is the essence of divine reversal, where what was meant for your destruction becomes the cornerstone of your growth and victory. And here's where the secret agency's role becomes significant. They've been observing, analyzing, and perhaps even attempting to manipulate the unique energy you carry. But spiritual wisdom teaches us that no force, no matter how covert or powerful, can override divine will. Their attempts to control you only highlight the magnitude of your significance. Remember the words of Isaiah, "No weapon formed against you shall prosper." How does it feel to know that the very forces working against you are ultimately propelling you toward your purpose? This story is your story. It is a reminder that you are not here by accident. You are part of a divine plan, a plan that defies logic and surpasses human understanding. What if the challenges you are facing right now are a signal for your breakthrough? As the layers of mystery surrounding you are revealed, you are entering a new world of clarity and empowerment. Can you feel the energy shift, the awakening of your inner potential? This is not the end of your journey, but the beginning of a new chapter filled with purpose, strength, and victory. Comment below, "I am ready for a new journey," and let's continue together. 7. Betrayal as refinement. Betrayal, as devastating as it feels in the moment, is often a tool of refinement for the chosen ones, shaping their path with precision. Like the intense heat that purifies gold, betrayal burns away the illusions and superficial connections that hinder true spiritual growth. It's a painful yet necessary awakening, peeling back the layers to reveal the true motives of those around you. Through betrayal, hidden enemies expose themselves, often unwittingly, and alliances built on shaky foundations collapse. In these moments, you are forced to confront hard truths about trust, loyalty, and discernment. This spiritual awakening sharpens your instincts and strengthens your resolve, preparing you for the greater missions ahead. While the sting of betrayal might tempt you to retaliate or harden your heart, it's crucial to remember that this is not about vengeance, but about refinement. In modern life, betrayal can manifest in various forms. Friends who speak ill of you behind your back, colleagues who undermine your efforts, or even loved ones who fail to honor your trust. Yet these experiences hold invaluable lessons. They teach you to identify authentic connections and develop the wisdom to let go of relationships that drain your energy. This is not a sign of weakness, but of spiritual evolution. By learning to forgive and release bitterness, you reclaim your power and protect your peace. Consider betrayal as a mirror, reflecting your own inner strength and ability to rise above. This spiritual awakening is not about losing, it's about gaining clarity and stepping into the fullness of your purpose. As the chosen ones, you are watched not only by those who oppose you, but also by divine forces guiding your journey. The betrayal you endure is often a signal that you are on the verge of a breakthrough. Remember, the stronger the opposition, the closer you are to your destiny. In the grand scheme of things, betrayal prepares you to face greater challenges with resilience. It refines your character, enabling you to lead with compassion and wisdom when others falter. Use these moments to reflect, recalibrate, and realign your actions with your higher calling. The pain may feel personal, but it serves a universal purpose to shape you into the person capable of fulfilling a mission that impacts others. So when betrayal comes knocking, do not see it as the end of trust, but as the beginning of discernment. Allow the experience to deepen your spiritual insight, and let your response reflect your strength rather than your wounds. Modern life is rife with distractions and deceptions, but through each trial, you learn to focus on what truly matters. Take this opportunity to develop a mindset that thrives even when others conspire against you. After all, spiritual awakening isn't about living in a world without pain, but about mastering the ability to transform pain into power. In this way, betrayal becomes a stepping stone, not a stumbling block, on your journey to greatness. Share your story, or simply type, "I am growing," if you're committed to using every moment to improve yourself. Let's keep this conversation going. I can't wait to hear your insights. 8. Defiance against manipulation. Betrayal is a crucible for spiritual awakening, a searing experience that strips away illusions and lays bare the truth. Though the pain of disloyalty can feel unbearable, it is a teacher cloaked in adversity, urging the chosen ones to see beyond surface connections and recognize the depth of their spiritual journey. This betrayal, often emerging from unexpected places, reveals hidden agendas and unspoken animosities. It separates the authentic from the pretenders, clarifying alliances and exposing the intentions of those who cannot align with the light of a chosen mission. As hurtful as it is, betrayal forces introspection and resilience, preparing the chosen ones for greater missions. Just as a blade is sharpened against a whetstone, the chosen one's resolve is honed through these trials. Relating this to modern life, think about how many times you've trusted someone only to feel the sting of their actions. In personal relationships or professional settings, betrayal is universal and often devastating. Yet it serves a higher purpose, a refining process that strengthens emotional and spiritual fortitude. When chosen ones face betrayal, it is not a sign of failure but rather a call to awaken to their true purpose. Spiritual growth thrives in such moments of discomfort, forcing the chosen to shed their reliance on external validation and instead trust the divine energy guiding their path. The wisdom of betrayal lies in its ability to shift perspectives. It transforms the pain of being let down into the power of discernment, allowing the chosen ones to navigate their spiritual journey with clarity and precision. For example, A betrayed individual might feel tempted to retreat into bitterness or vengeance, but chosen ones are called to transcend such emotions, using them as fuel for spiritual elevation. Instead of succumbing to negativity, they must anchor themselves in faith, understanding that each betrayal is part of a greater plan orchestrated by divine forces. Betrayal also serves as a mirror, reflecting the parts of ourselves that need healing and growth. Perhaps the betrayal stemmed from misplaced trust, a pattern of self-sacrifice, or a failure to establish healthy boundaries. Chosen ones, through the lens of spiritual awakening, learn to address these vulnerabilities not with shame, but with grace, knowing that such lessons fortify their inner strength. The process of recovery becomes an act of empowerment, a declaration that no wound inflicted by others can dim the divine light within. In the grand tapestry of existence, betrayal is not the end, but the beginning of a deeper, more purposeful journey. Just as ancient metals were purified in fire to become indestructible, the chosen ones emerge from the flames of betrayal with a clearer vision of their mission. Their newfound clarity not only enables them to identify their true allies, but also fortifies their spiritual armor against future challenges. In modern life, betrayal often appears in the form of workplace politics, broken friendships, or fractured families. These situations may test the chosen one's ability to rise above the chaos and anchor themselves in their higher purpose. For those walking the path of spiritual awakening, the advice is simple yet profound. Do not allow betrayal to define you. Instead, let it refine you. See it as a stepping stone to greater spiritual insight, and trust that the divine forces are using even the pain of betrayal to prepare you for your ultimate calling. Your strength lies not in avoiding hardship, but in transforming it into wisdom and power. Remember, the shadows may try to obscure your light, but they cannot extinguish the flame of a chosen soul destined for greatness. If this message resonates with you, don't forget to like this video and share it with others. 9. Empowerment through trials. Imagine for a moment that every challenge you've faced, every obstacle that seemed insurmountable, was not a random occurrence, but a carefully orchestrated preparation for something greater. As one of the chosen ones, you are not here by accident. The trials you endure are not punishments, but purposeful experiences designed to sharpen your spiritual wisdom, enhance your awareness, and build a resilience that no force can shatter. Consider this. What if each struggle was a divine training ground, preparing you to become an unstoppable force of truth and liberation? Marcus Aurelius once said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This means that every roadblock is not an end, but an essential step on your journey toward fulfilling a higher purpose. Have you noticed how, after every trial, you emerge stronger, wiser, and more connected to your inner power? These moments shape you, revealing the profound strength that lies within. Now think about the trials you've faced recently. What did they teach you about your own capacity for growth and transformation? The chosen ones are not ordinary individuals. They are spiritual warriors, entrusted with the sacred mission of breaking through the illusions of this world and guiding others toward liberation. And yet, such a path is never easy. It requires you to navigate the darkness, to face fears that others might avoid, and to rise above the distractions of a world that often seeks to dim your light. But here's the secret. These trials are the universe's way of revealing to you the immense power you carry. As Viktor Frankl observed, "What is to give light must endure burning." Every challenge is the fire that refines you, stripping away the unnecessary and revealing the brilliance of your true self. Ask yourself, how often do you see a pattern in your struggles? A kind of rhythm that leads to breakthroughs just when you thought you couldn't go on? These are not coincidences. They are signs that you are being prepared for something extraordinary. Those who recognize your light may feel threatened, even if they don't understand why, because they sense that you are destined to challenge systems built on control and fear. But as chosen ones, you are not called to react in anger or revenge. Instead, you are called to stand in unwavering truth, embodying spiritual wisdom that transcends earthly conflicts. This is your liberation, and through your liberation, you inspire others to seek their own. So what if you embraced every trial, not as a setback, but as evidence that you are on the right path? How would your perspective change if you truly believed that each moment of difficulty was a step closer to fulfilling your divine purpose? Reflect on these questions as you move forward, because the world needs your light, your truth, and your resilience more than ever. And remember, as Rumi wisely said, the wound is the place where the light enters you. Every challenge you face is not the end, but a beginning, calling you to rise as the unstoppable force of truth and liberation you were always meant to be. As we close this video on spiritual wisdom, remember, chosen ones, you are part of a divine movement far greater than yourself. Your awakening carries the power to dismantle oppression, ignite courage, and lead others into light. Heaven's mandate is with you, and your victory is assured when you step boldly into your purpose. How will you embrace your role in this transformative journey? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and let's inspire each other to rise higher and walk the path of truth and freedom together. If this message resonated with you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more empowering insights. Your time is now. Step forward with faith. Chosen ones. They tried to make you jealous and trapped themselves. Spiritual awakening, spiritual wisdom. Jealousy is just love and hate at the same time. Drake. Welcome, anointed ones, to another transformative session on spiritual wisdom. Today we're diving deep into the deceptive games of jealousy used against chosen ones like you and how their schemes backfired spectacularly. When someone tries to make you jealous, they only expose their own insecurities, not your worth. Have you ever experienced this kind of emotional manipulation? Share your stories and insights in the comments below. By refusing to play these petty games, you stand in your power, thriving and unshaken. Together, let's break down how to rise above the noise and stay true to your divine purpose. When you reflect on your journey with God, remember that those who try to sow jealousy, hurt, or doubt in your heart are themselves revealing their own need for healing and validation. Their actions reflect not the strength they project, but rather a profound inner weakness. Often, they seek to make you feel less than by directing their attention elsewhere or by flaunting what they think will undermine your faith and spirit. However, as someone chosen by God, your spiritual awakening is a shield that protects you from these emotional games. It reminds you that no external validation defines your worth or purpose, only your relationship with God does. Jealousy and manipulation are tools of the spiritually lost, but you are anchored in divine truth. God does not want you to respond with bitterness, but with grace. You are set apart, and that means your reactions are grounded in spiritual strength, not in ego. Those who try to harm you this way have already trapped themselves in a cycle of needing constant approval to feel valued. Their emptiness cannot be filled by dragging others down. Instead of engaging, rise above and keep your heart aligned with God's teachings. Walk with compassion, yes, but also with the firm knowledge that your mission is too important to be derailed by others' insecurities. You are called to greater things, and focusing on God's path for you will always lead you higher. Stand confidently, knowing that you are chosen for a reason, and let God's love guide your every step. When you find yourself faced with attempts to provoke or unsettle you, turn to prayer and reflection. Ask God to protect your heart and give you the strength to stay focused on what truly matters. Spiritual awakening is not about engaging in petty battles, but about transcending them through faith and divine purpose. Remember that those who try to harm you reveal their need for the light you carry. Continue to shine brightly, grounded in God's truth, and know that your power is rooted in something far greater than any human attempt to undermine it. Let love, wisdom, and strength lead you forward on your sacred journey. Their intention was to manipulate and control you, creating situations to make you feel inadequate by giving attention to others. They hoped this would make you crave their approval and play their twisted games of jealousy and attention. However, when you refused to engage and instead maintained your strength and inner peace, their plans began to unravel. Your decision to remain silent and detached highlighted their immaturity and their desperate thirst for validation. They believed they had the upper hand, but in reality, they exposed themselves as being deeply insecure and hollow. Think of how Jesus responded to those who tried to control him, to trap him with words or tests. He never stooped to their level, never reacted out of insecurity. Instead, he remained calm, confident, and full of divine authority. This is the model for how you can handle the attempts of those who seek to harm you with their own insecurities. They want to see you doubt, stumble, and falter, but God gives you the strength to rise above it all with dignity and peace. This journey of standing firm isn't easy, but it is a testament to your growth and relationship with God. Those who seek to control you with petty actions will find themselves trapped by their own efforts, while you will continue to rise, unbothered and blessed. Remember that God sees everything. He knows your heart and the hearts of those who try to harm you. Trust in His timing and justice, and keep your focus on becoming who He has called you to be. It is your faith and your connection with God that will shield you and guide you toward a higher purpose. Stay true, stay strong, and keep your heart anchored in His love. Let no one rob you of the peace and grace God has placed within you. This is your path, and no manipulation can take you away from it. If you are ready to rise above manipulation and walk in divine strength and peace, please comment, "I stand strong," below. When people try to make you feel small or less significant, it often stems from their own struggles and insecurities. They may try to seek validation by comparing themselves to you, by exaggerating their successes or attention to others. Yet it is crucial to remember that their attempts to provoke jealousy or diminish your worth do not define who you are. As God's children, our value does not come from the opinions or actions of others, but from the love and purpose God has instilled in us. As it is said in the Bible, "For I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." Jeremiah 29:11. When you walk in faith, you recognize that these challenges are opportunities for spiritual growth. Instead of letting envy and manipulation shake you, you stand strong, knowing that God is your foundation. Consider this. Why do some people seek to control how others perceive you? It is often because their own identity is fragile, built upon the shifting sands of others' approval. By trying to elevate themselves at your expense, they reveal their own struggles with self-worth. So, why should you let their actions impact your peace? Trust that God sees your heart, and remember that He elevates those who stay true to His calling. The story of Jesus is full of examples where people tried to trap Him with words and actions, but He responded with grace, wisdom, and steadfastness, knowing His purpose was far greater than any momentary challenge. This example shows us how to react, not by lowering ourselves to the level of manipulation, but by rising above, anchored in faith. It is easy to fall into the cycle of comparing ourselves to others, but comparison steals our joy and distances us from God's unique plan for our lives. Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Romans 12:2. God calls us to a higher way of living, where our worth comes not from the applause of men, but from His love and purpose. When we face moments of jealousy or manipulation, it can be tempting to react in anger or to let bitterness take root. But as people of faith, we are called to a higher standard. Instead of letting others' actions dictate our emotions, we turn to God for strength, asking for wisdom to see beyond the surface and respond with love and resilience. The Lord is my strength and my shield. My heart trusts in Him, and He helps me. Psalm 28:7. No scheme or tactic can break what God has built within you if you hold fast to His promises. Remember that your journey is between you and God. No one can take away what He has planned for you. While others may try to diminish your light, your spiritual awakening gives you clarity to see through their actions. You are chosen, loved, and guided by a divine hand. Let this truth empower you to stand tall, rooted in faith, and to walk confidently in the purpose God has laid before you. Every trial, every attempt to provoke you, becomes a testimony to God's strength within you. So, rise above, trust in His plan, and let His peace guide you always. God's chosen ones, when people attempt to make you feel lesser by flaunting their connections, choices, or attention elsewhere, know that they often do so from a place of deep insecurity. Their attempts to elevate themselves or provoke feelings of jealousy within you reflect their need for validation. In seeking to compare themselves with you, they enter a cycle that reveals more about their inadequacies than it does about your worth. The truth is that God has already set you apart for a higher purpose. Your spiritual awakening places you beyond the realm of petty games and fleeting attention, because your value isn't determined by the world's approval, but by your divine calling. When individuals seek to diminish your light by showcasing what they have or whom they surround themselves with, their motivations often stem from fear. They may recognize your strength, your resilience, and the favor God has placed upon your life. In trying to lower you to their level, they reveal how threatened they feel by your existence. This cycle of comparison they find themselves trapped in is an endless one, for they will constantly measure themselves against someone they cannot compete with spiritually. You, on the other hand, are called to rise above. Your worth comes not from external validation, but from God Himself. He sees you, knows you, and has anointed you for greatness. When faced with envy, manipulation, or the efforts of others to make you feel less than, understand that God has already equipped you with the tools to rise above. Responding with bitterness only allows their actions to affect your spirit. Instead, reflect on your journey with God and remember that He is with you every step of the way. Your light, fueled by faith, will only grow stronger as you align with His will. Let their actions reveal their own weaknesses, while you continue to walk in purpose, clarity, and strength. You are a living testimony of God's grace. You don't need to seek approval or enter into cycles of comparison. Let others watch as you continue to shine and thrive in your calling. For God has chosen you, and no one can take that away. The attempts to diminish you become proof of your importance in His plan. Stay focused, stay faithful, and let your light be a beacon for those who seek to understand the true meaning of spiritual awakening. This is your journey, and no comparison can diminish what God has in store for you. Do you rise above such situations and focus on your divine purpose? Comment, "I rise above." If you find it challenging but keep striving, comment, "Still striving." Or if you're in a different stage of understanding, feel free to share your journey in the comments. When someone tries to make you jealous by flaunting their attention elsewhere, remember that it often stems from their own insecurity and lack of spiritual grounding. They may attempt to use someone else to make you feel inferior or unworthy, but this act reveals far more about their struggles than your value. Jesus Christ, our ultimate guide, never sought validation through the praise or opinions of others. When faced with rejection, betrayal, or manipulation, he responded with grace, strength, and a steadfast connection to God. He understood that the opinions of others did not define his purpose. His worth was derived from his relationship with the Father. When people make choices that are supposedly better and use those choices to belittle or provoke you, their efforts may appear impressive on the surface. They may be motivated by pride or ego, but in reality, these choices often trap them in cycles of emptiness, chasing validation without ever finding genuine fulfillment. Consider how Jesus dealt with those who tried to test or manipulate him. He did not engage in their games, but instead spoke truth that left no room for their schemes to take root. His focus was always on the greater purpose, on bringing love, truth, and healing into a broken world. Think about situations in our lives today where people flaunt what they perceive as better lives, achievements, or relationships to elicit envy. It's easy to fall into comparison or feel hurt when faced with such displays. But as believers, our worth is already established in God's love, which never changes based on someone else's opinion or actions. Jesus reminds us that those who seek praise from others often do so because they cannot see their own true worth. While they may achieve temporary satisfaction, it comes at the cost of their inner peace and spiritual authenticity. When someone makes a show of moving on or attempting to diminish your light, take a moment to reflect on where your true value lies. Remember that God's love and approval do not change based on human actions. Let their attempts to provoke you fall flat. Instead, focus on the path God has set before you. Ask yourself, how would Jesus want you to respond to such challenges? Would he call you to retaliate, or would he lead you toward forgiveness, strength, and self-assurance rooted in faith? In every challenge, there is an opportunity to grow spiritually. When others seek to manipulate your emotions, rise above with compassion and steadfastness. Draw strength from knowing that you walk with God, and that no human attempt can shake your identity as one of his beloved. This strength, this clarity, and this unwavering connection with God are what make you truly chosen. Let your journey inspire others, not by trying to prove anything, but by reflecting God's grace, love, and resilience. The new partner they sought to flaunt may initially appear captivated, but in time, God's divine light uncovers all hidden motives. Just as Scripture says, "For nothing is hidden that will not be revealed, nor is anything secret that will not be known and come to light." Luke 8:17. Their intentions to use this relationship as a tool to create envy and manipulate your emotions only serve to highlight their own insecurities and wounds. When someone operates from a place of deceit or pride, God sees all and ensures that the truth emerges, often when they least expect it. The cracks in their facade begin to show, and even those they try to impress come to realize the manipulation and selfish motives behind their actions. Their attempt to bring you down is not a sign of your weakness, but a testament to their fear of losing control. God has a plan for his chosen ones, a plan that moves beyond pettiness and deceit. "For I know the plans I have for you," declares the Lord, "plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." Jeremiah 29:11. While they are trapped in their own cycle of insecurity, you are free to grow, transform, and elevate spiritually. The more you refuse to engage in their games, the more they expose their own shortcomings. God's chosen do not need to compete for attention. They are already seen and valued by the one who matters most. Do you see how their actions ultimately reflect their own inner turmoil? Every attempt to provoke or make you feel lesser is rooted in their struggle to find significance outside of God's love. In their desperate attempts to prove something, they fail to see the strength, peace, and purpose that God grants to His chosen ones. Your spiritual awakening brings clarity, revealing that their power over you is nothing more than an illusion. As you walk with faith, know that God fights for you even when you do not see it. Stand firm, trust in His guidance, and watch as He turns their plans to harm you into stepping stones for your growth. No weapon forged against you will prevail. Isaiah 54:17. Your journey is ordained, and no amount of manipulation can hinder what God has destined for you. Are you ready to rise above manipulation and let God's light reveal the truth? Comment below, "I will walk in faith," to show your commitment to spiritual growth and divine purpose. The attempts of others to undermine you and make you feel less worthy often reveal a deeper truth about their own insecurities and weaknesses. When someone deliberately seeks to make you feel envious or tries to diminish your light, it exposes their own struggle with worthiness and control. In moments like these, it becomes clear that their tactics are not a reflection of your value, but rather an admission of their own fears and limitations. As chosen ones, you are called to rise above such petty games and embrace your spiritual awakening with grace and wisdom. In the scriptures, we see countless examples of those who faced persecution and envy because of their unique purpose and calling. Even Jesus Christ encountered betrayal, jealousy, and attempts to undermine His divine mission. Yet, He responded with compassion, truth, and unwavering faith in His Father's plan. In your journey, when faced with attempts to make you feel small, remember that your value is determined by God, not by the shifting opinions or manipulative behaviors of others. When others seek to elevate themselves by casting shadows over you, it is often because they see your light and feel threatened by it. Your spiritual awakening means recognizing this pattern and choosing not to be pulled into their games. Instead, it is a call to stand firm in your truth, rooted in faith and guided by divine wisdom. The attention and affection they offer to others in an attempt to make you jealous is fleeting and hollow. Your worth, however, is eternal and cannot be diminished by anyone's actions. Do not let the actions of others dictate your peace or shake your confidence. Set clear boundaries and let your faith be your shield. The trials you face are not meant to break you, but to strengthen your resolve and deepen your spiritual connection. Remember that every attempt to bring you down is an opportunity to rise higher in your purpose. God sees your heart, your intentions, and your resilience. As believers, our journey with God often reveals profound truths that shape us deeply. When challenges arise, it's easy to feel overwhelmed by the weight of worldly expectations and pressures, but God reminds us that our true identity and worth do not rest in the opinions of others. Jeremiah 29:11 tells us that God has plans for us, plans to prosper, not to harm, and to give hope and a future. This message serves as a powerful reminder that our path is not determined by the schemes of those who may wish to harm or undermine us. Consider how Jesus, even in the face of betrayal, remained steadfast and unwavering in His mission. This is a powerful example for us. He did not retaliate with bitterness. Instead, He chose love and compassion. As followers of Christ, we are called to do the same, not by ignoring our struggles, but by confronting them with faith and the assurance that God sees everything and works all things for our good. Romans 8:28. What does it mean for you to live as a light in darkness? How can you reflect God's love and strength even when faced with adversity? These questions challenge us to grow, to trust, and to be living testimonies of God's power and grace. Remember, when others try to dim your light, it is often because they see the brightness God has placed within you. Stay firm in your faith, rooted in God's truth, and allow Him to guide your steps. No weapon formed against you shall prosper, Isaiah 54:17, because you are shielded by the one who holds the universe in his hands. God's love and plans for you are unshakable, regardless of what others may try to do. Keep your eyes on him, trust in his timing, and know that he will make a way where there seems to be none. Through faith, perseverance, and love, you will continue to rise above every challenge, reflecting his glory every step of the way. Have you ever faced trials by standing firm in God's truth and love? If so, share how his guidance transformed your journey in the comments below to inspire and uplift others. If not, comment, "I will trust," so we can walk this path of faith and strength together. When people attempt to manipulate you, seeking to make you jealous of who they give attention to, it reveals their insecurity and desire for control. As a chosen one, your strength is found not in reacting to these petty games, but in remaining anchored in faith and composure. God has blessed you with the ability to see through such attempts, granting you the clarity to choose peace over conflict. In Proverbs 19:11 it says, "A person's wisdom yields patience. It is to one's glory to overlook an offense." Your choice to rise above their tactics demonstrates wisdom and unwavering faith. By refusing to engage, you strip away their power and leave them to wrestle with their own insecurities. Why would someone seek to bring you down if they did not see something in you they felt they lacked? Often, it stems from a place of envy and fear of inadequacy. But you, strengthened by God's grace, know that true power does not lie in controlling others but in standing firm in faith and integrity. They may try to create chaos, but you choose God's peace, reflecting Christ's teachings of love and patience. As it says in Romans 12:21, "Do not be overcome by evil, but overcome evil with good." Your refusal to be drawn into their games is a testament to your spiritual maturity. When their attempts to manipulate fail, they often find themselves trapped by their own schemes, exposed, and without the control they sought. They hoped to provoke jealousy, but ended up revealing their true nature. This is why it is crucial to remain steadfast in faith, anchored in God's truth. Your purpose and value do not depend on the opinions or actions of others. They are rooted in God's plan for you. Reflecting on Jeremiah 29:11, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans for welfare and not for evil, to give you a future and a hope," reminds us that no external attempts to bring you down can alter the divine path set before you. So, how can you continue to walk in God's light despite the provocations of others? By staying true to your faith and trusting in God's protection, you rise above. In doing so, you leave behind those who seek to distract and ensnare. Focus on God's purpose for you, and know that every trial you face is an opportunity to grow in faith and strength. Trust that God sees your heart and will guide you through every challenge. Your journey is greater than their attempts to divert you. It is a path of faith, strength, and divine calling. Keep moving forward in God's grace. When they tried to manipulate you by giving attention to others, hoping to make you feel jealous or insecure, they were playing a game rooted in insecurity and ego. But instead of reacting, you turned to God. In moments like these, your relationship with the Lord becomes the ultimate source of strength, reminding you that you don't need validation from man when you have the unwavering love and support of the Almighty. Turning to prayer and centering yourself in God's grace helps you detach from petty attempts to control you, shining a light on the deeper spiritual truth. No one can take what God has destined for you. The Bible reminds us in Isaiah 54 verse 17 that no weapon formed against you shall prosper. By refusing to engage with their attempts, you embody this promise, turning their weapons of manipulation into their own downfall. Detachment, through God's wisdom, isn't about indifference. It's about focusing on what truly matters, your spiritual growth, your purpose, and your divine calling. When they see that their schemes cannot sway you, they become entangled in their own actions, and their plans crumble. In the modern world, where we often face toxic relationships, jealousy, and attempts at emotional control, relying on faith and God's love elevates you beyond the reach of these trials. Remember, God's plan for you is filled with hope and prosperity, as stated in Jeremiah 29, verse 11. This truth sets you apart, making you a beacon of resilience and faith for others to witness. By maintaining your peace, you show that true power lies not in reacting, but in trusting God's higher purpose for your life. They may try to test your faith, but each attempt only strengthens your resolve. Your choice to stay anchored in the Lord reveals their own emptiness and need for control. When you refuse to give your energy to manipulation, you declare that your worth is found in Christ and that you are led by a higher calling. This steadfastness, fueled by prayer and a deep connection with God, becomes a source of strength that others can't comprehend. The light of the Lord within you reveals the darkness of their intentions, and their games turn into lessons they must face themselves. In moments of trial, draw nearer to God, who sees every tear and hears every silent prayer. Let your detachment be a reflection of your unwavering faith and trust that God will handle what you cannot. As chosen ones, you are meant to rise, not to be diminished by the actions of those who do not understand your light. Trust in His plan, and remember, nothing can separate you from the love of God. That is your shield, your strength, and your victory. As chosen ones, remember that no one can diminish the divine light within you. Those who try to provoke jealousy or manipulate your emotions reveal more about their own insecurities than about your worth. By staying true to God's purpose and rising above their games, you demonstrate the strength and wisdom that comes from a deep spiritual connection. Continue to walk in faith, anchored in God's love, and let His peace guide you forward. If this message resonates with you, please like, share, and subscribe to Spiritual Wisdom, so you won't miss our upcoming videos on empowerment and spiritual growth. Don't forget to turn on notifications to stay connected with our community. Share your thoughts and journey with us in the comments below. Let's rise together. Why chosen ones were born into toxic families. It's a huge gift. Out of suffering have emerged the strongest souls. The most massive characters are seared with scars. These words by Khalil Gibran remind us that our greatest challenges often hold the keys to our transformation. Have you ever wondered why you, as a chosen one, were born into a family that felt more like a battlefield than a sanctuary? What if your soul hand-picked this path, not as punishment, but as a powerful opportunity for growth and awakening? In today's video, we'll explore the profound wisdom hidden within the pain of toxic family dynamics and how it shapes the chosen ones into resilient, enlightened beings. Share your thoughts in the comments. How has your family shaped your spiritual journey? Let's dive in together. 1. Toxic families as catalysts. Toxic families are like fire. They scorch, they hurt, and they leave deep scars. But they also forge you into something unbreakable. Just as fire tempers steel, the adversity you face in a toxic family tempers your soul, stripping away illusions of an easy or fair life and forcing you to confront raw, unfiltered truths about the human condition. For chosen ones, this fire isn't random, it's intentional. You were placed in this crucible because your purpose demands resilience, clarity, and strength that only such trials can provide. Chosen ones are not here to live ordinary lives. They are here to break cycles, to heal generational wounds, and to transcend the limitations that others accept as normal. The spiritual awakening you experience amidst this pain reveals your role as a beacon of transformation. But why would your soul choose such a daunting path? The answer lies in the spiritual contracts made before you entered this world. Your soul understood that only through struggle could you access the divine strength needed to fulfill your purpose. Toxic families are the perfect training ground because they challenge every part of you: your patience, your self-worth, your ability to forgive, and your capacity to rise above. They strip away the superficial layers of identity and force you to discover your true, unshakable self. Without the fires of these early experiences, you might never uncover the profound spiritual gifts hidden within you. Think about the generational cycles you were born into. Perhaps there was anger, betrayal, or neglect passed down through decades. You were placed in the midst of this storm not to perpetuate it, but to be the one who stops it. You were born to bring healing, to end patterns of toxicity, and to show others that change is possible. This is no small task. It requires spiritual strength, heightened awareness, and the ability to transform pain into wisdom. In a world that often glorifies surface-level achievements, your journey is different. It is deep, internal, and rooted in divine purpose. Modern life often distracts us with noise and shallow pursuits, but those born into toxic families know better. You've experienced firsthand the emotional and spiritual void that material success cannot fill. This awareness gives you a unique perspective, one that allows you to see beyond the surface and focus on what truly matters: healing, growth, and connection. As a chosen one, your mission isn't just about personal success. It's about uplifting others, showing them through your example that even the deepest wounds can heal. If you're wondering how to begin this transformation, start with forgiveness, not for their sake, but for yours. Forgiveness breaks the chains of resentment and frees your spirit to grow. Next, embrace your journey of spiritual awakening. Reflect on how the challenges you've faced have prepared you for your purpose. Seek wisdom from within, trust your intuition, and surround yourself with people who uplift and support your higher calling. Finally, remember that every step you take toward healing yourself also heals the generations that came before you and those who will come after. Yes, toxic families burn. They hurt deeply, but they also forge the chosen ones into warriors of the light. Your scars are not just reminders of what you have endured. They are proof of your strength and your willingness to rise. Let this understanding empower you to embrace your spiritual awakening, knowing that you were chosen not because it was easy, but because you were strong enough for this purpose. The fire did not burn you, it transformed you. Comment below, "I choose to awaken," as your commitment to this amazing journey. Two, generational toxicity. The toxicity you were born into is not a coincidence. It's deeply rooted in the threads of your ancestry, woven together by generations of unhealed wounds, suppressed emotions, and unconscious behaviors. This pattern has been passed down like an invisible inheritance, influencing the lives of those who came before you and threatening to shape those who come after. But here's the profound truth. You, my friend, are not here by accident. You were chosen to be the breaker of chains, the one to confront and heal what others could not. You weren't born into a toxic family to be consumed by the chaos. You were born to transform it. That's not a burden. It's a sacred gift. It's a call to rise above the pain and trauma, not just for yourself, but for your ancestors and descendants alike. Think about it. Have you ever wondered why you feel different? Why you don't fully fit in, even among those closest to you? It's because you were never meant to. Your purpose is not to blend into a system that's broken, but to challenge and rebuild it. You've likely noticed patterns in your family, whether it's a cycle of anger, fear, scarcity, or shame that seem impossible to break. But the fact that you see them is proof that you are already beginning the work. Awareness is the first step to healing, and you possess that gift. Take a moment to consider this. Could it be that your spirituality, your journey of self-discovery, and your spiritual growth are tools to not only transform yourself, but to rewrite your family's story? Let me share a story to bring this idea closer to home. A young woman named Maya grew up in a family where silence was the norm. Problems were never discussed, emotions were bottled up, and vulnerability was seen as weakness. As Maya grew older, she realized how much this affected her relationships and her sense of self-worth. Through her spiritual awakening, she began to understand that the silence she inherited was a coping mechanism passed down from her grandmother, who had lived through war and poverty. Maya decided to break the pattern. She started small, having honest conversations with her family and seeking therapy to process her pain. Over time, her openness inspired her mother to do the same. Maya didn't just heal herself, she created a ripple effect that transformed her entire family dynamic. The lesson here is powerful. Being born into a toxic family isn't a punishment, it's an opportunity. You are a bridge between the past and the future, carrying the wisdom and strength needed to shift the trajectory of your lineage. This work won't be easy, but it will be worth it. The spiritual path is often challenging, but the rewards are immense not just for you, but for everyone connected to you. When you choose to heal, you're not only setting yourself free, you're breaking the cycle for those who came before you and those who will follow. Remember, chosen one, your greatest gift is your ability to transform pain into purpose. And through your spiritual growth, you are creating a legacy of love, healing, and resilience. If this message resonates with you, don't forget to like this video and share it with others who might need these great values. Let's continue this conversation and go deeper into what these values really mean. 3. Experiencing to break cycles. To truly grasp why you, as a chosen one, were born into a toxic family, we must first understand the profound spiritual wisdom hidden within this experience. Think about it. How can you heal something you've never understood? How can you rise above challenges you've never faced? Life placed you in the heart of the storm, not to break you, but to transform you, to awaken you to your purpose, and to teach you how to navigate through life's turbulent waters. Consider this. Every wound, every tear, and every hardship you've endured in your family wasn't meant to drown you. It was meant to teach you how to swim with resilience, grace, and strength. The toxic environment wasn't your punishment, it was your classroom. It was the forge where your spiritual armor was crafted. Now, take a moment to reflect. When you think about your family, what do you see? Is it anger, control, neglect, manipulation? But here's a deeper, more important question. Where do you see those same energies within yourself? This isn't about blame, it's about understanding. Often the very traits we resent in others are mirrored in us, buried within, waiting to be acknowledged and healed. As Carl Jung said, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate. The toxic cycles of your family are not your destiny. They are your invitation to break free and rewrite the script. You see, chosen ones are not born into perfect circumstances because perfection doesn't create growth. Diamonds are forged under pressure, and you, my friend, are no exception. Your family's toxicity was the pressure needed to reveal your brilliance. The neglect taught you empathy. The control taught you to reclaim your power. The manipulation taught you discernment. You were chosen not because life would be easy, but because you have the strength to rise where others might fall. Isn't it fascinating that the very pain you've endured has given you tools for your spiritual awakening? The anger you witnessed taught you the value of peace. The neglect showed you the importance of love and connection. And the chaos gave you the clarity to see through illusions and find your truth. But let me ask you, how will you use this wisdom? Will you let the cycle continue, or will you stand as the one to end it? Remember, chosen ones are not just survivors, they are trailblazers. Your purpose is not only to heal yourself, but to heal your lineage, to break generational curses, and to create a new legacy of love, light, and authenticity. Maya Angelou once said, "I can be changed by what happens to me, but I refuse to be reduced by it." Will you allow your family's toxicity to reduce you, or will you transform it into a gift? I would love to hear your thoughts on this. What is your perspective on the importance of this value? Share your insights and let's continue this conversation. 4. The gift in dysfunction. Toxic families, as painful as they may be, often hold the mirror to our deepest selves, reflecting truths that we may be reluctant to confront. These relationships are not merely hardships, but transformative catalysts. Within the chaos and dysfunction lies an opportunity for profound spiritual growth. When you are born into such an environment, it's as though your soul has chosen the fire of adversity to burn away illusions, teaching you resilience and authenticity. This is the spiritual gift in the dysfunction, a chance to uncover hidden strengths, confront generational wounds, and lead your lineage into healing. The tension and conflict you experience force you to awaken spiritually, developing qualities like compassion, wisdom, and emotional intelligence that may have remained dormant in more peaceful surroundings. Yet, let's not sugarcoat the experience or diminish its difficulty. Growing up in a toxic family is like walking through a battlefield without armor, requiring incredible fortitude, courage, and the ability to endure pain that often feels unrelenting. It challenges you in ways few others can understand. Rejection, betrayal, and abandonment are not just scars, they're crucibles that forge your spiritual awakening. Through these struggles, you develop an extraordinary ability to transform pain into purpose. The wounds inflicted by toxic relationships are an invitation to go inward, break patterns, and rise above dysfunction. When you confront these patterns, you're not just healing yourself, you're breaking chains that have bound your family for generations. This is why chosen ones carry such a heavy burden. It's not just about personal growth, but elevating the entire family line. In the modern world, this spiritual transformation is especially significant. Toxicity in families is often amplified by societal pressures, comparisons, and unresolved trauma passed down through generations. Many people numb themselves to this pain, but chosen ones are called to feel it deeply and respond differently. You're not here to perpetuate cycles of dysfunction, but to disrupt them with awareness and love. The spiritual awakening triggered by these challenges allows you to rewrite the story, not just for yourself, but for future generations. You become the person who stands firm, who refuses to repeat the patterns of emotional neglect or manipulation, and who embodies healing and authenticity. No matter how difficult this journey may be, it is important to remember that you are not alone. There are countless others walking the same path, turning their pain into strength. The key is to embrace the lessons while setting boundaries and prioritizing your health. Let the wounds of the past become the wisdom of the present. You may not have chosen your circumstances, but your soul chooses your mission to rise up, awaken spiritually, and lead by example. By doing so, you not only honor your journey, but you pave the way for those who come after you. So the next time you feel weighed down by the burdens of your upbringing, remember, you were chosen for this path because of your great strength and potential. This is not just a challenge. It is a testament to the greatness within you. Use your pain as fuel for transformation, and watch your light turn even the darkest corners into a legacy of healing. Comment below. I choose to move forward, and let's go on this journey together. 5. Responding with love. Being born into a toxic family is not a curse. It's a profound spiritual opportunity for growth, a hidden gift wrapped in challenges that may not be obvious at first glance. Every difficult interaction, every moment of pain, and every confrontation with their negativity is a chance for you to break generational cycles and choose a higher path. When you respond to their harsh words with understanding instead of judgment, or to their indifference with compassion rather than anger, you are rewriting a script that has likely played out for generations. Pause and ask yourself, what if their toxicity isn't about you at all? What if it's a reflection of their unhealed wounds, their inability to face their own pain? And what if, by not taking their behavior personally, you could step into a place of spiritual strength and emotional freedom? Let me share a modern example to bring this to life. Think about the workplace. You may have encountered a boss or co-worker who lashes out unfairly or spreads negativity. It's easy to take it personally and react with frustration. But what happens when you take a moment to see beyond their behavior? Maybe they are carrying the stress of a crumbling personal life or battling insecurities they've never voiced. When you respond calmly, with compassion, you often disarm them and create a space where understanding can begin. Now take this principle and apply it to your family dynamics. Their toxic actions might come from unresolved trauma, fear, or an inability to love themselves. By choosing love, patience, and forgiveness, you stop the endless cycle of pain and open the door for healing not just for you, but for those around you. Think about this deeply. What would change if you saw your toxic family not as adversaries, but as unintentional teachers of resilience and self-love? What if their inability to nurture you was the very push you needed to become the nurturing whole person you are destined to be? It's not about excusing their behavior, but understanding its roots and refusing to let it dictate your worth. You were not born into this family to suffer endlessly. You were born into it to rise above, to show that love is stronger than anger, and to heal wounds that run deeper than words. Spiritual growth doesn't happen in comfort zones. It's born out of challenges that push us to become the best versions of ourselves. So, the next time your family's toxicity rises, take a moment to reflect. How can I respond differently? How can I choose understanding over resentment? Remember, by doing so, you're not just helping yourself. You're breaking chains, ending cycles, and setting a new standard of love and light for generations to come. Your greatest lesson here is this: toxicity isn't your burden to carry. It's your chance to transform. Keep choosing love, and you'll find that the gift of your situation was never about them. It was always about unlocking the divine strength within you. If this message resonates with you, don't forget to like this video and share it with others. 6. Transformation through pain. Shifting perspectives can be one of the most profound steps on your journey of spiritual wisdom. When you begin to see your family not as adversaries, but as wounded souls navigating life with their own limitations, the world starts to look different. Imagine what could change if you stopped asking, "Why are they hurting me?" and instead asked, "What are they here to teach me?" That single shift in perspective holds the key to unlocking one of the greatest gifts you were born with as a chosen one. Your family's toxicity, no matter how painful, is not a curse or a punishment. It's an opportunity, an invitation to rise beyond the confines of their projections, expectations, and unhealed wounds. It's a calling to remember the unshakable strength, compassion, and divine light that exists within you. This path isn't about carrying their pain as your own. It's about learning how to alchemize it into growth and freedom. Think of the words of Viktor Frankl, a Holocaust survivor who wrote in Man's Search for Meaning. When we are no longer able to change a situation, we are challenged to change ourselves. Toxic family dynamics, though difficult, are fertile ground for this transformation. Every hurtful word, every dismissive action, and every rejection becomes a mirror reflecting back the parts of you that long to be healed. Have you ever paused to consider why your soul chose to be born into such a family? What if the very traits you admire most in yourself, your resilience, empathy, and wisdom, were forged in the fires of those challenging experiences? The truth is, chosen ones are not given easy lives because their purpose isn't ordinary. You were not placed in this family to perpetuate cycles of pain, but to break them. Your presence serves as a catalyst for change, not only for yourself, but also for generations that follow. When you embrace this calling, you embody spiritual wisdom, transcending the need to seek approval or validation from those who cannot offer it. Instead, you anchor yourself in the knowledge that your worth is inherent, not contingent on anyone else's recognition. As you walk this path, ask yourself, what wounds in my family am I here to heal? How can I respond with love and boundaries rather than anger or resentment? And most importantly, how can I transform these experiences into fuel for my growth? In the words of Maya Angelou, I can be changed by what happens to me, but I refuse to be reduced by it. This is your truth as a chosen one. You can honor the pain without becoming it. You can witness their struggles without absorbing them. And you can rise above their limitations, not by rejecting them, but by loving yourself enough to heal. The journey is not easy, but it is sacred. And every time you choose to forgive, to let go, and to reclaim your power, you are living proof of what it means to be a chosen one. Remember, spiritual wisdom isn't about escaping pain, it's about transforming it. So, as you reflect on your family and their role in your life, ask yourself, what part of me is being called to grow? How can I use these experiences to step fully into my power and purpose? Your answers may just reveal the profound gift hidden within the very relationships that once brought you the most pain. I would love to hear your thoughts on this. What is your perspective on the importance of this value? Share your insights, and let's continue this conversation. 7. Separating from the family narrative. Separating from the family narrative is one of the most challenging but transformative steps on the journey of spiritual awakening. For many chosen ones, being born into a toxic family is not a punishment, but a sacred gift designed to shape their spiritual path. It begins with understanding that the toxicity you've experienced is not your fault. The dysfunction, manipulation, or chaos you grew up with was never a reflection of your worth or capabilities. Instead, it served as a crucible, a fiery forge where the purity of your soul could rise above the smoke and ash of inherited pain. Breaking free from this narrative requires immense courage, because it means dismantling the very foundations upon which you were raised. Yet, as you start to question long-held beliefs, confront harmful generational patterns, and shed identities imposed upon you, you step into your true essence. This journey is not just about rejecting the negativity of the past, but about reclaiming the power it sought to suppress. The spiritual gift of being born into such circumstances lies in your ability to rewrite the story, not just for yourself, but for the lineage that comes after you. Toxic family dynamics often perpetuate themselves through unspoken rules, unhealed wounds, and unchallenged cycles. But as a chosen one, you have been called to break that cycle, to become the spiritual awakening within your family tree. It is not an easy task, but it is a profoundly rewarding one. By refusing to let these patterns define your future, you inspire others within your family or beyond to see that change is possible. In the context of modern life, This process can feel particularly isolating. Many people feel pressured to maintain appearances, honor traditions, or stick to family norms, even when those norms are damaging. Society often reinforces the idea that family is sacred at all costs, leaving many feeling trapped in toxic dynamics. But as a chosen one, you understand that true sacredness comes from healing, not from suffering in silence. By stepping away, you do not betray your family. Instead, you offer them the greatest gift, the possibility of growth, reflection, and eventual healing. In separating from the narrative, you also separate from the blame and guilt that toxicity often instills. Reclaiming your identity might mean setting boundaries, finding mentors or spiritual communities that uplift you, or even creating your own family of choice. Remember, every time you stand firm in your truth, you pave the way for others to do the same. The process of breaking free is not just for you. It echoes through generations and ripples into the spiritual consciousness of humanity itself. You are not merely healing for yourself. You are a vessel for divine transformation. Let this understanding fuel your courage as you rewrite the story not as a victim of toxicity, but as a spiritual warrior who turned their pain into power. In this journey, one of the most practical pieces of advice is to focus on small, consistent steps of self-reclamation. Start by identifying beliefs or habits that no longer serve you and replacing them with actions rooted in love, peace, and authenticity. Surround yourself with people who reflect the energy you wish to cultivate. Seek spiritual practices, be it meditation, journaling, or prayer, that allow you to reconnect with your divine essence. And most importantly, give yourself grace. Healing is a journey, not a destination, and every step you take away from the family narrative is a step closer to your highest spiritual awakening. As you continue this path, remember that the chosen ones were never meant to walk the easy road. Your struggles are your credentials, and your triumphs will be your testimony. You were born into this life not to succumb to its challenges, but to rise above them, transforming every hardship into a beacon of light for others. This is your gift, your purpose, and your power. Embrace it with the knowledge that your story is not defined by where you began, but by the spiritual awakening that led you to reclaim your destiny. If this message speaks to you, take it a step further and share it with someone who might need this reminder. Together we can build connections rooted in honesty and respect. 8. The power of awareness. Have you ever stopped to think about why you were born into a family that felt more like a battlefield than a haven? For the chosen ones, this isn't just a coincidence, it's a divine strategy for spiritual growth. The power of awareness is your greatest ally in this journey. When you begin to recognize the toxic patterns, limiting beliefs, and painful narratives that have shaped your family's dynamic, you open the door to transformation. These patterns are not reflections of your worth or destiny. They are external influences passed down from one generation to the next, often rooted in fear, trauma, or survival. Think of it like a relay race, where the baton is not just passed, but is weighed down with unresolved pain and unspoken truths. As a chosen one, your role is to become aware of this inheritance and decide that it stops with you. But awareness isn't passive. It demands courage, reflection, and the willingness to confront what has been hidden. Consider the story of a young woman named Maya, who grew up in a home filled with constant criticism and emotional manipulation. For years, she believed she was unworthy of love and success, because those were the messages subtly woven into her upbringing. But one day, during a conversation with a friend about spirituality, she had an epiphany. Her family's behavior was a mirror of their unresolved pain, not her inadequacy. This realization marked the beginning of her spiritual growth. Maya started journaling to identify the toxic beliefs she had absorbed and began replacing them with affirmations rooted in self-love and divine purpose. Over time, she noticed a profound change not only in how she saw herself, but also in how she interacted with her family. She stopped reacting to their negativity and started setting healthy boundaries. Her journey wasn't just about healing herself, it was about breaking a generational cycle, paving the way for a new legacy. Now let me ask you, have you noticed patterns in your family that seem to repeat, almost like a script? Do you feel like you're carrying burdens that aren't truly yours? This awareness is the first step toward liberation. When you begin to see these patterns for what they are, external constructs, rather than intrinsic truths, you reclaim your power. You start to see that you were chosen not to carry these burdens indefinitely, but to transform them into wisdom and strength. This is where the spiritual growth begins, in the decision to stop running on autopilot and start living with intention. Awareness is a gift because it allows you to make different choices, to heal what others have ignored, and to rise above the circumstances that once defined you. The lesson here is simple, yet profound. Your worth is not determined by where you came from, but by where you choose to go. By becoming aware of the patterns in your family, you can break free and rewrite the story. This process of healing is not easy, but it is sacred, and it is your gift to yourself and future generations. Embrace your role as a chosen one, for you are the bridge between the past and the future, turning pain into purpose and limitation into liberation. In this awareness, you will find the keys to your spiritual awakening and the strength to step fully into your divine destiny. And if you feel inspired by this message, type "I trust the process" as a way to affirm your strength, patience, and commitment to growth. Let's grow together. Nine, healing and self-love. Have you ever wondered why you were born into a family that seemed to test every ounce of your patience, resilience, and faith? For chosen ones, being placed in a toxic family isn't a punishment. It's a divine assignment, a powerful gift meant to ignite your spiritual wisdom and awaken your higher purpose. Healing from such an environment requires deep self-love, compassion, and an unwavering commitment to rebuilding your sense of self. This isn't about blaming others or holding on to the pain inflicted upon you. It's about unlearning the harmful conditioning that was never yours to carry and reconnecting with your intrinsic value and divine power. As Maya Angelou once said, "You may not control all the events that happen to you, but you can decide not to be reduced by them." Isn't that profound? It reminds us that healing is an act of rebellion against the narratives that sought to diminish us. When you take the brave step of choosing healing, you embark on a journey of transformation, shedding the layers of negativity that were projected onto you. Toxic family dynamics often force chosen ones to confront their shadows, to rise above cycles of emotional neglect, manipulation, or criticism, and to recognize that their worth has never been tied to how others treated them. Why is this so important for you, personally? Because every wound you heal becomes a light for others. Every chain you break liberates not only yourself, but the generations that come after you. Do you see how your struggle can transform into a legacy of strength and wisdom? Healing isn't easy. It requires discipline to silence the inner critic that was shaped by toxic conditioning. It demands courage to face the pain and say, "This will not define me." But here's the truth. Chosen ones like you were born to lead, to teach, and to inspire. And your ability to rise from such circumstances is proof of your divine resilience. The universe didn't place you in a difficult family to harm you. It placed you there because it knew your spirit could transform darkness into light. Have you ever thought of it this way? What if the very challenges you faced were the tools needed to sharpen your spiritual gifts? What if your family was not a curse, but a mirror reflecting what you were meant to transcend. As you rebuild your sense of self, you will discover the freedom that comes with reclaiming your power. Toxic families often teach chosen ones the most valuable lessons on how to set boundaries, trust your intuition, and cultivate self-worth. In the words of Carl Jung, "I am not what happened to me. I am what I choose to become." Isn't that the essence of spiritual wisdom? To rise above the story written for you and craft one that reflects your true self. What choices will you make today to embody the person you were always meant to be? I would love to hear your thoughts on this. What is your perspective on the importance of this value? Share your insights and let's continue this conversation. 10. Breaking free and redefining freedom. Breaking free from the constraints of a toxic family dynamic and redefining the meaning of freedom is not about severing all ties or walking away with bitterness. It's about detaching emotionally and mentally from the narratives that no longer serve you. This journey of spiritual awakening teaches you to rise above the dysfunction and find your own truth, allowing you to live authentically and in alignment with who you were truly meant to be. True freedom isn't external. It's an internal transformation, where you shift your focus from reacting to the negativity around you to cultivating a sense of peace and purpose within yourself. Your family's dysfunction, as painful as it may have been, serves as a profound mirror, reflecting the areas where you are called to grow, heal, and become the person you were destined to be. In today's world, where societal pressures and inherited family patterns can feel overwhelming, the ability to step back and observe these dynamics without becoming entangled is a superpower. Modern life constantly bombards us with comparisons, expectations, and generational wounds. Yet those who are spiritually awakened understand that their role is not to perpetuate the cycles, but to break them. This requires profound courage, as it means confronting uncomfortable truths and refusing to accept the stories others have written for you. The chosen ones are tasked with rewriting these narratives, turning past pain into a foundation for growth and resilience. It's about learning to stand firm in your identity while honoring your journey with grace and understanding. Instead of seeing toxic family dynamics as a weight, view them as spiritual training grounds. These challenges force you to develop empathy, patience, and self-awareness, qualities that are essential for your spiritual awakening. When you detach from the dysfunction not in anger, but with love and understanding, you free yourself from the energy of the past and create space for a brighter future. This is the essence of true freedom, reclaiming your inner power and letting go of the need to prove your worth to those who may never fully understand your journey. The truth is, their inability to see your light is not a reflection of your worth, but a limitation of their vision. In modern life, this concept is deeply relevant. Many people carry the weight of unresolved generational pain, feeling obligated to fit into molds that no longer serve them. The advice for those navigating these spiritual challenges is simple yet powerful. Focus on your growth and healing rather than seeking validation. Take the lessons from your family's struggles and use them to build a life that reflects your highest values and dreams. As you evolve, you may even inspire those around you to heal, though this is not your responsibility. The key is to live authentically and stay aligned with your truth, creating a ripple effect of transformation. In redefining freedom, you discover that your spiritual awakening is a gift not only for yourself, but for others who see your journey. The strength you gain from overcoming these trials equips you to shine brighter and to be a beacon for those still finding their way. So, embrace the weight you've carried, for it has shaped you into someone capable of creating profound change. This is your journey, and it's one of extraordinary purpose. Affirm it boldly. Comment below, "I am glowing." Let this be a daily reminder that you are walking in divine purpose, transformed from the inside out. 11. Impacting your family through transformation. Being born into a toxic family is often seen as an unfair burden. But when you truly explore it through the lens of spirituality and spiritual growth, it becomes clear that this experience is a profound gift. Toxicity within a family often reflects generational wounds and patterns that have remained unhealed for decades or even centuries. If you're a chosen one, your soul has taken on the incredible responsibility of breaking these cycles and bringing light into spaces filled with darkness. The process isn't easy. It requires courage, resilience, and an unwavering commitment to self-awareness and healing. When you embark on your journey of spiritual growth, you not only transform your own life, but your energy creates a ripple effect that touches the lives of those around you. This doesn't mean you're responsible for fixing anyone, but your healing serves as a mirror, showing others what's possible and inspiring them to seek their own liberation, even if they don't fully realize it at first. Consider this. In many families, toxicity is an unspoken language, passed down through habits, beliefs, and behaviors. Perhaps your family struggles with cycles of anger, shame, or fear. By choosing to break free, you become the disruptor, the one who refuses to carry forward the burdens that were never meant to be yours. This might make you feel isolated or misunderstood, especially when your efforts to grow spiritually clash with long-held family dynamics. But think of it like planting a seed in dry soil. At first, it may seem like nothing is happening, but as you continue to water it with love, patience, and consistency, transformation takes root. Your journey might inspire your sibling to seek therapy, encourage your parent to reflect on their past, or even help a younger family member see that a better way of living is possible. And even if they don't visibly change, your energy shifts the family dynamic in unseen but powerful ways. Let me share a story that might resonate. A young woman, raised in a family where criticism was the norm and encouragement was rare, began her path of spiritual growth after hitting rock bottom. Through mindfulness practices and learning about her own worth, she realized she didn't have to live under the shadow of her family's negativity. She set boundaries, refused to engage in toxic arguments, and focused on cultivating peace within herself. At first, her family mocked her efforts, calling her selfish for distancing herself. But over time, something remarkable happened. Her newfound confidence encouraged her sister to pursue her own healing journey, and even her parents began to soften their harsh words. They didn't completely transform, but the family dynamic shifted because one person had the courage to break the cycle. Could this be your role in your family? What legacy are you creating for future generations? Being born into a toxic family is not a curse, but an opportunity. It's an invitation to rise above pain, break free from inherited limitations, and lead others, whether directly or indirectly, toward their own spiritual growth. Every step you take toward your healing not only empowers you, but also plants seeds of change in the hearts of those around you. Embrace this responsibility not as a burden, but as a gift, because through your transformation, you're creating a ripple effect that could change the course of your family's story forever. How will you choose to shine your light in the face of darkness? The choice and the power is yours. If this message resonates with you, don't forget to like this video and share it with others who might need these great values. Let's continue this conversation and go deeper into what these values really mean. 12. The chosen path. Have you ever wondered why your life feels like it started amidst chaos, surrounded by toxic relationships and heavy emotional burdens? It's not a punishment, it's a calling. As a chosen one, your spiritual wisdom was destined to illuminate even the darkest corners of human experience. You weren't born into a toxic family by accident. You were placed there with divine purpose. This challenging environment was the soil needed for your soul's growth, a space for you to transform generational pain into spiritual liberation. Think about it. Who better to break cycles of dysfunction than someone strong enough to endure them? Maya Angelou once said, "You may not control all the events that happen to you, but you can decide not to be reduced by them." The very toxicity you were born into is the crucible in which your strength, compassion, and understanding were forged. When you face adversity, especially within your family, it forces you to develop resilience and self-awareness that most people never tap into. Toxic family dynamics often mirror generational wounds, unresolved pain passed down through the lineage. You, however, were chosen to stand as the cycle breaker, the one to bring healing to yourself and your bloodline. Have you ever stopped to consider how your struggles have made you more empathetic and spiritually attuned? Each confrontation, each moment of hurt, and every time you chose to rise above the chaos, was a step toward becoming the beacon of light your family and the world desperately need. This is not just a burden, it's your spiritual mission. The pain you've endured may feel overwhelming, but ask yourself this: what if you were chosen because you have the strength to transform it into something beautiful? By confronting the toxicity, you're doing more than just healing yourself. You're creating a ripple effect of transformation that touches everyone around you, even those who may never fully understand your journey. Your spiritual wisdom isn't just for you. It's a gift meant to inspire and uplift others who are still lost in the darkness. Like Nelson Mandela said, "It always seems impossible until it's done." Your courage to confront and transcend toxic dynamics makes the impossible possible for others, even if they're unaware of your impact. Have you noticed that despite everything you've been through, you still have an unshakable inner light? That's because chosen ones possess a unique energy, a divine spark that cannot be extinguished. It's why your presence alone can disrupt the dysfunctional patterns in your family. Toxic individuals may resist your light, but that's only because they sense the power within you, a power they don't understand. Rather than shrinking to make others comfortable, consider how your resilience and spiritual wisdom can serve as a guide for others to find their own healing. So, why were you born into a toxic family? Because you are the answer to prayers whispered by your ancestors, the hope for a future free of the chains that bound them. Your path may be difficult, but it's also divinely guided. Now, I'll ask you this: how will you use the strength you've gained from your challenges to fulfill your higher purpose? The choice to rise, to heal, and to shine despite the odds is the ultimate testament to your power as a chosen one. Remember, the light you carry isn't just for you, it's for the world. Take that step forward, embrace your mission, and watch how your spiritual wisdom transforms not only your life, but the lives of countless others. If this message speaks to you, take it a step further and share it with someone who might need this reminder. Together, we can build connections rooted in honesty and respect. 13. Embracing your role. Understanding your birth into a toxic family requires a shift in perspective, seeing it not as a burden, but as a sacred gift. Your family, with all its flaws and dysfunctions, is the soil in which your spiritual roots have grown strong. Toxicity may have surrounded you, but it is through these very challenges that you've been equipped with the resilience, wisdom, and compassion that set you apart as a chosen one. The pain you've endured was not meant to break you. It was meant to awaken you to a higher spiritual calling, showing you the cycles that need to be broken and the wounds that need healing. This process of transcendence begins when you stop seeing yourself as a victim and start embracing the divine reason you were placed in that family. When you rise above the pain and refuse to perpetuate the toxic patterns you were born into, you fulfill a greater spiritual purpose. You are not just living for yourself, you are rewriting the story for generations to come. Imagine the legacy you're creating by choosing compassion over anger, forgiveness over resentment, and self-awareness over blame. By doing so, you illuminate a path for others to follow, showing that healing is possible even in the face of deep dysfunction. This is your spiritual awakening in action, a journey that transforms pain into power and turmoil into clarity. In modern life, it's easy to feel overwhelmed by the toxicity we inherit. The stresses of daily life can magnify these challenges, making it tempting to repeat the patterns we grew up with. But as a chosen one, you're called to break free from these cycles and set a new standard of emotional and spiritual maturity. Instead of viewing your family as the source of your struggles, recognize them as the training ground for your soul. Each conflict has taught you a lesson. Each wound has strengthened your resolve. This awakening doesn't happen overnight, but with time and reflection, you'll see that the very experiences that hurt you the most have prepared you for your greatest purpose. As you navigate this spiritual awakening, remember that the toxic environment you were born into was the crucible for your transformation. Like gold refined by fire, you emerge stronger and more radiant, carrying the light of understanding and empathy. In choosing to rise, you not only heal yourself, but also inspire others to confront their own pain and embrace the possibility of change. Your journey becomes a testament to the power of love, courage, and the human spirit. The truth is, your family is both your challenge and your gift. Embracing your role as a chosen one means accepting the weight of this responsibility while understanding its divine purpose. You are not bound by the dysfunction you were born into. You are liberated by the spiritual awakening it sparked within you. By choosing to grow, heal, and love in spite of it all, you pave the way for a future defined not by pain, but by hope and transformation. In this video, we explored the profound reason why chosen ones are born into toxic families, and how these challenges are, in fact, a divine gift. By breaking generational cycles, healing deep wounds, and stepping into your true power, you have the unique opportunity to rewrite not only your destiny, but also the legacy of those who came before you. As you reflect on this journey, remember, you are not alone. Millions of chosen ones are walking this path with you, building a new world founded on love, compassion, and truth. Now, let's hear from you. What would your life look like if you fully embraced your role as a chosen one? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe to Spiritual Wisdom for more empowering insights. Together, we rise. God isolates the chosen for 7 reasons that few understand. Have you ever heard the saying, sometimes God removes people from your life for your protection and doesn't run after them? This profound truth resonates deeply with today's topic. Welcome to Spiritual Wisdom. If you've ever felt isolated, as though the world around you is shifting and you're left standing alone, know this. You are not being forgotten. You are being chosen. Isolation can feel lonely, but it is often God's way of preparing you for something extraordinary. In this video, we'll uncover the 7 reasons why God isolates His chosen ones. As you watch, reflect on your own journey and share your experiences in the comments below. Let's create a community of encouragement and growth, because this message could be exactly what someone needs to hear today. Are you ready for this journey? Let's go together. 1. Reason. Why God isolates the chosen. To protect you. The first reason God isolates the chosen is to protect them, a profound truth often misunderstood. As human beings, we naturally seek connection, approval, and the warmth of companionship, desiring to be part of groups that seem appealing or meaningful. Yet what we fail to perceive, God sees with clarity and foresight. His divine wisdom penetrates the facades of people and places that appear harmless but harbor negative intentions or harmful energies. God, in His infinite understanding, distances you from environments that could corrode your faith, derail your purpose, or jeopardize your mental and emotional well-being. What may feel like rejection is often His way of saying, "This is not for you. I have something greater." This perspective changes how we interpret moments of separation, reframing them as acts of spiritual safeguarding rather than losses. Not everyone who enters your life does so with pure intentions. Often, danger wears the mask of friendship, and those who seem welcoming may be sent to plant seeds of doubt or insecurity, subtly diverting you from the path God has laid out for you. These negative influences, though camouflaged, can lead to confusion and weaken your spiritual resolve. In His divine mercy, God steps in to remove these distractions, even when we resist or fail to understand. That sudden distance from a person, group, or opportunity, it's not a coincidence. God is acting as your shield, sparing you from battles you're not meant to fight. Isolation, though painful, becomes a powerful tool for reflection and spiritual growth. When you're set apart, you're given the sacred space to reconnect with yourself and with God. This separation is not a punishment, but a preparation for a time for you to examine what truly matters in your life, and to discern the relationships and environments that nurture your spiritual awakening. Trusting in divine protection requires faith, especially when the reasons for certain separations remain unclear. But remember, the path God has for you is always purposeful, even if it feels lonely at times. Through isolation, God creates space for better things to come. When you let go of what He removes, you open yourself up to new opportunities, relationships, and environments that align with your highest calling. Think of it as pruning, temporarily cutting away what no longer serves you to allow the fruits of your spiritual journey to grow. In today's fast-paced, connected world, the temptation to cling to every connection or opportunity is strong. But discernment is key. Take a step back, reflect, and trust that God's plan is working out perfectly even when it seems like He's keeping you in the dark. Let this time of isolation be a time of preparation for the abundance that is coming, knowing that God's every move is for your ultimate good. Boldly affirm it by commenting below, "I am shining because the Spirit of God is within me." Let this be a daily reminder that you are walking in divine purpose, transformed from the inside out. Two, God is preparing you for something greater. The second reason why God isolates the chosen is profound. He is preparing you for something far greater than you can imagine. In His infinite wisdom, God often works behind the scenes, molding and refining you, so you are equipped to fulfill the unique purpose He has planned for your life. This preparation process is not always easy, but it is vital for your spiritual growth and the journey ahead. Think about David, one of the most well-known figures in biblical history. Though his victory over Goliath catapulted him into fame, his journey to the throne was anything but immediate or straightforward. He spent years in the wilderness, fleeing from Saul and navigating the challenges of leading difficult men. These trials were not punishments, but opportunities for God to refine his character, teach him resilience, and strengthen his faith. By the time David became king, he was not only a capable leader, but also a man deeply rooted in trust and reliance on God. You might feel like you're in a similar season of isolation, wondering why you are facing so many difficulties, or why certain doors remain closed. It's natural to feel frustrated or even question the process. But what if this season is a divine workshop, where God is chiseling away at what no longer serves you and placing within you the qualities necessary for your mission? Think of a master sculptor working on a block of marble. The process of chiseling may seem harsh, but it is only through this effort that the masterpiece emerges. This same principle applies to your spiritual journey. The setbacks, challenges, and periods of waiting are all part of the preparation that will enable you to step confidently into your purpose. To bring this into a modern perspective, consider the story of someone like Oprah Winfrey. Before becoming a global icon, she faced a series of rejections, hardships, and personal struggles. Each challenge prepared her to not only achieve her dreams, but to inspire millions with her story of perseverance and faith. Her isolation and trials were not roadblocks, but stepping stones to something greater. Now reflect on your own life. What challenges or seasons of waiting have you faced recently? Could they be part of God's way of preparing you for a higher calling? The key lesson here is to trust the process and embrace this season of growth. Instead of resisting the difficulties, lean into them, knowing they are shaping you into the person God created you to be. Spiritual growth often requires us to endure challenges that stretch our faith and strengthen our character. Remember, God is not just preparing you for a purpose, He is also preparing the purpose for you. Take comfort in the knowledge that nothing you're going through is wasted, and every step, no matter how difficult, is bringing you closer to the greatness you are destined for. So, what qualities is God refining in you right now? How can you use this time to deepen your faith and prepare for the incredible plans He has for your life? The answers to these questions may reveal the hidden treasures in this season of preparation. I would love to hear your thoughts on this. What is your perspective on the importance of this value? Share your insights, and let's continue this conversation. 3. God is empowering you. God isolates the chosen ones to empower them, and this empowerment often begins in solitude. Have you noticed how isolation tends to come with challenges that push you to your limits? These challenges are not random. They are part of a divine plan to prepare and teach you. During these moments, you start discovering strengths and abilities you never knew existed within you. Think about the story of David, who before becoming king was isolated and placed in situations that tested his character. Surrounded by men, society deemed outcasts, those struggling with their own battles David was called to lead. This wasn't a task for the faint of heart. It required patience, understanding, and an unwavering sense of purpose. Through this process, David not only learned to navigate the complexities of human weaknesses, but also gained the spiritual wisdom needed to unify and guide his followers toward greatness. His isolation was his preparation. In the same way, when God isolates you, it's not to abandon you, it's to elevate you. Isolation becomes a sacred classroom where patience, resilience, and faith are honed. These qualities are essential for the leadership roles God has in store for you. As you face rejection, criticism, and even moments of self-doubt, you are being molded into a vessel capable of withstanding the pressures of your divine calling. He who has a reason to live can bear almost any how, said Friedrich Nietzsche, and your why is being revealed through this process. Have you ever considered that your current struggle might be the training ground for the greater mission ahead? Every trial, every quiet moment of loneliness is designed to fortify your spirit and expand your wisdom so you can lead with grace and purpose. Ask yourself, how are you responding to this season of isolation? Are you resisting it, or are you leaning into the lessons God is teaching you? Remember, you are not just enduring these moments, you are being empowered. Like gold refined in fire, your challenges are burning away the impurities of doubt and fear, leaving behind a resilient and purpose-driven spirit. As you emerge from this period, you will find yourself equipped with the tools needed to not only overcome future obstacles, but also inspire others to do the same. If this message resonates with you, don't forget to like this video and share it with others who might need these great values. Let's continue this conversation and go deeper into what these values really mean. Four to 6. Character building, spiritual renewal, and clarity of purpose. Isolation, especially for men navigating the complexities of modern life, is a tool God uses to build character, renew your spirit, and give you clarity of purpose. Think of the 40 days Jesus spent fasting in the wilderness, not as a time of abandonment, but as a period of preparation for his divine mission. Just as Jesus drew strength from his solitude, so too does your isolation offer an opportunity for spiritual awakening and growth. In today's chaotic world filled with endless distractions, time alone can strip away the noise, allowing you to focus solely on your connection with God. This isn't just a pause, it's a recalibration of your soul, a sacred time to align with God's will and discover his purpose for you. When the demands of work, family, and societal expectations press heavily on your shoulders, it's easy to lose sight of who you are and what you're called to do. But in moments of solitude, God removes these distractions, creating space for spiritual discipline to take root, for your faith to deepen, and for your path to become clear. This clarity isn't just about making good decisions. It's about aligning every fiber of your being with God's divine plan. Character building is another layer of this journey. God uses isolation to refine you, like a craftsman shaping clay or a blacksmith tempering steel. Every trial you face in solitude strengthens your resilience and sharpens your focus. It's in these quiet moments that you learn to rely on God's strength rather than your own, cultivating the spiritual discipline that sustains you in the face of life's storms. This process may feel uncomfortable, even painful, but it's necessary to prepare you for the great things God has in store.